success in 2026, you need social media. If you don't, great, right? Like if you got a construction company, whatever, you getting money without, beautiful. Your wife's at home taking care of the kids, or she got a career, it's beautiful. But if you on social media and the attention you start to get is going to cause problems at home, I don't care who your woman is, how mature, it just becomes something. So you got to be really careful. Support is huge. The wrong partner will destroy you 100%.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen out there? Welcome to the Two Stunads Podcast. I'm Paolo.
What's going on, guys? I'm Drew.
And we are the Two Stunads. Every week we're sitting down with entrepreneurs. We're talking about their story, how they got started, their ups or downs, everything in between. And, nothing special about Drew and I. We're just two ordinary guys sitting down with some extraordinary people unpacking their story bit by bit. If you guys like what you hear, if you guys get a nugget of information out of today's episode, do us a favor, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. It really, really helps the show out and sharing the content with people who are probably in a similar situation as you, looking to kind of take that next step, looking to be creative, looking to kind of expand out there. So it really helps out the show a lot. We are across all streaming platforms. We're on all social medias. You guys can see us, find us everywhere. If you got a question, hit us up at ask@stunads.com. Drop us a line. We are talking with a lot of people. Go ahead, Drew. What do we got?
Yeah, man, and we appreciate the DMs we're getting, man, and
We do.
all the questions, the Q&A stuff that people have been sending to us. We love all the good stuff, even the bad stuff that we get too. You know, it's good to get that feedback. I love it.
It's all about constructive criticism.
Thank you guys for the positivity and the negativity. It's awesome.
It's going to be a banger today. You said you love being honest, and we've got an honest guy with us here today.
Dude, if we're not honest, what are we doing? We're lying to you guys.
Yeah, we got to be straightforward.
And let's be honest.
Yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing if we're not honest?
No, man. If you're listening to this show, dude, and you're gonna get offended, just turn us off right now.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, mute us and let it ride, because we need to watch hours, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, give us credit for something, but mute it since you know everything.
Make sure you watch past 30 seconds. You know,
so we count it as a view.
But everything we say here, guys, this is a no bullshit podcast. Whether you're listening on Spotify, whatever it is, or watching on YouTube. We're going to tell you how it is. This is how we talk. This is how this is how business is talked. All that stuff that you see online, these gurus, it's all bullshit to sell you. When business gets done, that's how we discuss it here at the round table.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm on both sides.
Yes, it is.
I was a guru. At one point.
There you go.
I tried to keep it as real as I could, but it was still semi-bullshit. And then to your point, there's a narrative that to be a professional, you have to conduct yourself a certain way. Man, that's if you want to be a W-2 your whole life, then yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But when you sit at the table with bosses, I'm talking about corporate or street, it's straightforward. There's no fucking vernacular. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
People
I love
are pissed off, screaming, yelling, cursing, biggest guys in the game.
We ain't talking about millionaires. We're talking about billionaires.
Yeah, Jamie Dimon, curses out motherfuckers every day.
Go.
Trust me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, we love to do a formal introduction.
Yeah,
for
a quick little
our
intro
guest
to our
here.
guest. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, if you guys are from Chicago, if you're eating Chicago, you know this man's video. You see him on socials. I'll tell you one post from this guy right here, and it's gonna flip your restaurant's weekend, good or bad, right?
Try to tell him.
Yeah, he's a food critic, a consultant, a creator, a writer, a comedian. Let me just be clear here. There's no free passes with this guy, okay? No PR fluff, no feelings are being protected. If your food's fire, he's gonna tell you. If it ain't, I promise you, you're gonna find out. You're gonna know. So if you're sensitive, again, like we said, this one ain't for you. Let's just jump into it. So boom, welcome to the show.
So boom. Yeah.
Love it,
Fox
dude.
Pina, how you doing, dude?
I'm chilling, man. Thank you for having me. I
for
appreciate
sure.
it, gentlemen.
Yeah. Man, you give me that Rick Ross vibes, man.
Rick Ross, I need the money. Yeah. I'll feel it if I have the money. Give me the 100 mil. Yeah, Rick Ross. I did a video clowning him a little bit over a wing sauce in Vegas. I said Rick Ross in the desert somewhere and go, choking. He choking on this hot lemon pepper. He wish he invented it.
I love your jokes, bro.
Man,
I love
Thank you,
them.
man.
Like you said, you write that stuff yourself, and it's not rehearsed. You just go right into it.
No, yeah, so there's two parts of me. I am like a professional writer, But like when the camera cuts on, that's off the top of the head.
Yeah, I love
Because there's
that.
no other way
Yeah.
to, be an executive,
script it.
run a business,
Right.
take care of children, right? And then be scripting these 1-minute videos. You can't. It's
No.
just, you got to go, whatever comes out, edit it nice, put it out.
And
Straight
practice
like that.
makes perfect.
That's it. It's consistency with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell a lot of people because as I meet I've met some of the greatest people in Chicago. I love Chicago. I just want to say that off rip. I love Chicago. So you meet these great people and they go, what can you tell us? How can you help us promote our business like once you're gone? And I say, you got to get in front of that camera. The future of business is the visual. Tell me your story visually. And that's when they're like, man, I can't do it. So I tell them, make videos every day. Don't put them out. Just critique yourself.
Practice.
That's it. You have to. And then one day you're going to put it out. Then one day you're going to get traction. And then it's, you know what I mean? It's old
it
hat.
goes from there. I like that a
it's
lot.
old hat.
It kind of goes with the show too. Like our first episode, but when it's getting to here, it's a lot better than what it was. So repetition, get the muscle memory in, and I think it really helps out quite a bit. Good point.
Yeah,
That's
got
huge.
to.
Let me ask you real quick: how many hats do you own?
All right, real talk. So again, this is a business podcast. So
Yeah.
let's talk business because a lot of my fan base hasn't really put it together. I have a relationship with
Okay.
New Era,
Yeah, okay.
right?
Yeah,
So
got it.
I'm going to tell you, I got 540 videos out. There's 540 different hats.
I was gonna say I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen the same hat.
Nah, retail value 30,000. So it's 30,000 just in hats, just so y'all know.
That's got to be like
crazy.
a Guinness
But-
World Record, man.
But no, there's
Hats?
guys that got 10,000 hats.
Really?
But again, I just want to say 540, that's a light number.
Okay,
Yeah, I probably got 3,000-4,000 hats.
3,000-4,000.
Yeah, 3,000-4,000.
Where do you store these, bro?
You buy hat storage.
They got that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. All lined up so you can see the colors and all
believe it.
that. But the thing with these hats, they're great. But let's say you just leave them out in your room, right? Over a 3-6 month period, they get dust on them,
Dusty.
and then it doesn't have that same punch in the video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
I
it has
do.
to have a certain crispness in the
I
video to
hear
make
ya.
it pop. And, that has a lot to do with the algorithm, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Keep your sticker on them?
Nah, I used to, because that was a New York thing. Like, you left the sticker. When it fell off, it was time for a new hat.
Really?
But
I like
now
that.
it's every day is a new hat. So
I love. Well, here, how about this? We got one more to add to your collection.
There
You know,
we go.
Just for you,
Thank you.
Stunads original.
Yeah,
right there
yeah, I
for
love
you,
it.
bro.
And I want to know from the beginning, who's Fox? I want to know where you grew up. I want you to tell the people where you came from the bottom up.
Yeah.
I want to get the real story.
Yeah, so I'm a straight shooter with all that. So I'm from uptown New York City, Washington Heights. So Washington Heights in the 70s, just to geographically put it together to people, Washington Heights is above Harlem, right? So 125th is iconic Harlem. But when you get up to like 145th, 155th, that turns to Washington Heights, right? So in the 70s, it was heavy Jewish neighborhood. The Puerto Ricans were coming. The Jews were leaving. We took over Washington Heights. Then the Dominicans came, kind of pushed us out. Now the Dominicans control Washington Heights. So it's definitely Latino neighborhood, but primarily Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, right? In New York City, just FYI, Puerto Ricans are completely out of style. There we are out of style. We hold no weight. Everybody became policemen, firemen, entrepreneurs, moved out of the city, right? So the Dominicans control it, like new restaurants, the whole hookah culture, Dominicans got it. In Chicago, Puerto Ricans are still relevant, which is another reason I love it here. But so growing up over there, it's the same stereotypical shit, you know what I mean? Yeah.
How many siblings you got?
I got a older sister, younger brother.
How close you to them?
Pretty close. As close as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm growing, I do my own thing. So it's like,
yeah.
But again, my sister, I'm going to keep it real. I always do, man. I always tell the full story, especially in business. Because if you're trying to give someone game, they need to understand all the pieces. So I would say I'm closer to my sister simply because my sister's a CPA and she's a high-powered CPA. So she initially gave me the game as I'm coming into business, right? Then I went after specialized knowledge. And then I went on to do my own thing. And that's why I have NBA and NFL clients, you know what I'm saying? Because I specialize in things that a CPA is not going to promote. CPA basically bows down to the IRS. They understand the tax code. They do their best to make it work for you. But at the end of the day, when there's a beef, they're beefing with the IRS. So they don't want to hear nothing about offshore. They don't want to hear nothing about management companies in other countries.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So you could swing money around. They don't want to hear none of that
Right.
because it gets too messy. That's my forte.
Got it.
So, that's something I enjoy working with those clients. But To answer your question, yeah. Pretty
brother.
close, closer to the sister.
Got it. How about parents? Parents?
Yeah, my father's deceased. My mother's still alive.
Got it.
My mother, and although, growing up, it was definitely a struggle, right? So what I saw in my household was 2-parent household, both working, always arguing about money. So I said as a kid, like, fuck this shit. I'm never doing that. Fucking crap. I watched Scarface 49 times when I was fucking 8 years old. I'm like, yeah.
That's
what
I'm doing.
But here's the sick part about Scarface, right? Came out 81 or 83, right? I'm like 10 years old, but that's the first time I saw a Latino man in a position of power. And that's the power of the media. I call the media Hollywood. So Hollywood to me is everything. Movies, TV, commercials, radio, print, everything.
Got it.
So they ingratiate you into this world that really doesn't exist. But that's all you know. Then the school system ingratiates you into bullshit. So, yeah, father's deceased, mother's alive. But after I become successful in life, my mother opens up an immigration office in New York. And it's like definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest immigration office. And she's 84 and she still does it, man.
Wow.
Once a week,
God
she
bless.
still goes because
God
she
bless,
loves
man.
the people.
That's
Right?
inspirational,
Like
man.
for real, she loves the people. And that's a lot of why people gravitated to me, even though they don't know that story. It comes across when I'm talking that I understand like the inner city culturally as a whole, right? So my mother still is queen of all Latinos, Latinas, right? But then like every business, there's a shift. So at one point, there's an amnesty in Jamaica. So the government opened up this window. So her clientele goes from 100% Latino to 100% Jamaican overnight. So she's beloved in that community too. And in my family, it makes sense because my kids are half Jamaican. So I have 4 girls, half Puerto Rican, half Jamaican. And then I have a son from another relationship. He's 12. My other kids are grown already.
Got it.
He's 12, yeah.
Got it. That's awesome. What an awesome story. Yeah, your mom, dude, that putting that work in, and you could tell that she's definitely had an impact on you. And
Definitely. She's an alpha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate alpha women, but I like her. Keep it real. But she's an alpha, and I definitely learned like just watching her. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't realize it at the time, right? But as a man, I could think back like she just didn't accept no for an answer. And everybody says that. But it's different when you're watching. Like, she should have been an attorney.
Yeah.
Is what she should have been. Because I've seen her negotiate some shit. So what it does for you as a young man who has an entrepreneurial spirit, anyway, I was born with it. I already told him I'm never working I'm never punching the clock in life. What that does is it builds your confidence that it could be done. Because you're watching her do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, she's a woman. You know, I'm going to do it like this and like that. So, you know.
Sure.
Also, again, in full disclosure, when building a business, when you have family that's strong, and I'm talking strictly my mother and my sister, that's like your safety net. You're not as scared to go out right on that limb because you have these 2 strong people they're already there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it because when you know absolutely nothing, but you want to move forward, you're still reluctant. Because basically, when you have nothing, you're risking everything.
Yes, you are.
You feel what I'm saying? You're risking
yes,
everything.
you
Like
are.
you're risking heat and food. You know,
Yeah.
people don't
I
understand
agree
that
with
kind
that
of way.
100%, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So again, full disclosure to the audience, it's like I had these people that are like my safety net that helped me propel.
I love, and that's something that not many people have, but it's good to have in your corner, and it really just sets a fire underneath you. It gives you like a safety net, those wings. I'm kind of curious. I want to pivot a quick second, actually. Talk to us about food. Was food big? I mean, Puerto Rican, sure. I'm sure food's a big thing, but like, how did food start? Getting into your life?
So, all right, I'm gonna go forward, then I'm gonna take it back.
Nice.
So as far as like food vlogging and whatnot, right? That's something I did with my kids anyway, just on a family level, right? So my kids were raised in Las Vegas. That's where I live. That's where I raised my family, right? So again, I had 4 girls at the time. So I'm being very, very transparent here. It's like if we would watch something on TV, let's say we found this dumpling place in San Francisco, right? We're watching on TV and it's Guy Fieri or Anthony Bourdain. I'm like, hey, you guys going to go this weekend? They're like, yeah, Daddy, we going. We might watch it on Wednesday. We're there Friday night.
Oh,
Why?
so cool.
Number 1, I had the money. Number 2, I wanted to show them, don't let no little punk come around and take you to Wendy's and think you're going to get naked.
I love that.
You understand? You ain't getting naked over no Wendy's.
No, we go
God damn
for
it.
dates.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We're going to where
man.
Anthony Bourdain
Yeah.
and we getting on a plane. But again, it was important to mention Vegas because that's a hub. It's easy to catch flights all over.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? You could be in Mexico. You could be in 45 minutes every which way. That's
a good point.
So we spent a lot of time in San Diego, L.A., San Francisco, when we were out there. I love the culture. I'm dying to actually get back to the West Coast, which I hope my TV situation brings me. But so that's food in a nutshell, right? Like I was vlogging with my kids. But as far as me, I remember having an interest in food, having an interest in going out to eat. And I'm talking young. We're talking 3, 4, 5 years old. Like I still remember. And I remember one thing that was like pivotal is my mother said, and again, my mother and father were not people of means. So it's not like they were, culturally apt to everything going on. But my mother said, look, when you go to a diner, don't order fettuccine Alfredo and then say it sucks. A diner's like for breakfast, for burgers, like keep it simple.
Yeah.
But I took that and ran with it in my own head, right? Trying to compartmentalize different foods and different experiences. And so this whole food critic thing was born very early.
Got it.
Based on that one statement when I wasn't even in kindergarten yet.
That's wild.
Fuck, man, you had a great brain back then.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm trying to think fucking kindergarten. Dude, I don't even know what the fuck I was doing.
Colors, shapes.
Yeah.
God bless. You can even remember that too, dude. I'm trying to think,
Yeah.
You got like a memory of like, the first memory. Like, what was your first memory like in the streets that you learned? Did you get a beat down? Like, what was the first, like, you got caught up?
Gosh,
Like,
shit, I shouldn't
like
do that
what was
again.
the first memory of like a business lesson, entrepreneur lesson? Like, okay, man, like this is how the real world works.
Nah, it shaped you, yeah.
I fucked this one up.
Let's narrow that down. Because you said your first lesson in the street, did you catch a beat down? But then you said business. So I got them all. It depends what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Give me both.
Whatever
right.
you got.
All right, so I'll tell you, when I walked in, my man was like, man, I didn't realize you were so tall. So I've been tall my whole life, right? So
And sexy.
when thank you, brother.
big dog.
Pause, thank you, brother. But listen, but I always been tall. So when I was 12, I would hang around 15 and 16-year-old guys, right? And I was mature enough, you know what I'm saying? And in most cases, I was like, man, y'all are so dumb. I know you ain't gonna be shit, but y'all are the cool kids, so I want to be with you, but you're dumb as a motherfucker. Don't ever forget that. I'm dead serious. So I lied to my parents, and I told them I was hanging out at my man's house. I went to this dance, right, where everybody's 18, 19, 20,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
My friends are 15, 16, and I'm 12. I got on a sheepskin coat. Sheepskins were 600 back then. So that's about 6,000 today, real talk. And I got on a bunch of jewelry. So we're leaving the party. You already know what happens. Get followed outside. My crew takes off. They catch me and strip me of the jewelry, strip me of the coat. But here's the thing. When it's all said and done and they're leaving, one of the dudes hits me right here, full throttle with a bat. Full throttle. So half my head is black. I'm going to lose vision in this eye. They put me on steroids. I can remember that. Don't know what that does. To this day, I was like, but it was a steroid so I wouldn't lose my vision. And then the police came, and then, because, my parents call the police, you come home, your head is, and, nothing was done. So that was lesson number one. That old adage, we got to take care of ourselves. Yeah, that's true. Police are not looking for nobody that robbed you. Unless it's a murder and you got a video of it, they really don't care. Yeah. To this day, that's a fact. Yeah. But anyway, moving right along. Business lesson. Man, there's so many.
Or your first loss, man. Like, I remember my first big loss.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is what I could tell you because I lived it. I'll tell you this. 9/11. So 9/11, a month before, I have one of the best businesses in the world. You just can't get locations or I'd still be in it. It's pretzels. The fresh pretzels, Anions and Wetzels. Yeah, I was in that business. Amazing business, bro. So I had a couple of those, and I have this chicken franchise called Ranch One, right? It's still around today, but it morphed into something else, right? So it's basically an open kitchen concept where you're grilling chicken in front of the customer, theatrics, flame, all
nice.
that. And you're putting it in sandwiches, you're putting it over salads, you're putting it over pasta. It was a great concept. It was big in New York at one time. So we're doing like, I just opened, we're doing like 4,000 or 5,000 a day on the weekend. I'm murdering them, right? Even the headquarters in New York City is like, what the fuck kind of numbers you doing up there? Because I opened this location about an hour north of Manhattan, right? Man, when 9/11 hits, September 12th, $70. 13th, $90.
Oh.
$130. Now the rent at this time is $12,000, right? Now I'm cakey, and all my advisors are like, look, man, just ride it out. We're all gonna come back, keep paying it. When I tell you I paid that rent for a year, that business never came back. So that was a killer for me in terms of loss. The build out of the joint was probably $300,000, right? Now I put out $120 out of my own pocket to keep up with the rent, not to mention payroll and insurance, and not even getting into that. So that was a huge lesson for me about, just the instability. We think we got things under control, but there are certain things you cannot control. And, and then fast forward 20 years, people went through it with COVID. Same thing. They didn't see that coming. No one thought the government had the power to just say, yeah, close your door, that's it. And you still got to pay rent. Oh, you own buildings? We're going to tell your tenants you ain't got to pay rent. But in your fast food place, you got to pay rent. But they ain't got to pay rent. Boy, tough.
I still had to pay the fucking bank. I don't know about anybody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If you a baller or you a boss or an owner, whatever you want to say, you had to pay. Everyone else got a free pass.
No, how old were you when that happened?
What, 9/11?
No, yeah, well, that loss. It went from 9 or whatever.
28 years old.
How did you pivot from that? Like when you took that beating for a year, how did you pivot? What was the next move? Did you close that business? Did you
I closed it.
You sold it?
No, I tried to sell it, but I closed it. But here's the thing. During that time, I was rolling so hard. And again, full disclosure, my ex-wife is a doctor, so the money was there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it wasn't nothing sweet, but it didn't bankrupt me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you close it down, you lick your wounds, you come up with the next one, maybe you try to raise some money. And I had great relationships with the bank, but banks are trash to me. Literally, in every sense of the word. And they could feel how they feel about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to someone who ain't got no money, doesn't understand business, and I got to pull my pants down for this motherfucker. One guy actually told me, especially this ranch one, I'll never forget, Eddie Ramirez. He said he needed to go to the store and taste the product first. So I said, well, how the fuck I'm gonna open the store for you to taste if I ain't got the money? The dumbest shit in the world. But again, when you're young and people tell you, back to that school ingratiation, and when people tell you, oh, when you get older, you'll understand this, that. So I still gave him the pass. Like, is this guy nuts or is it me? No, he was dumber than dumb. So you get it. That's how that go. Banks, if you could avoid them, avoid them. Now.
It's best when you're on the opposite side, though, and they come to you.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. And that's what I wanted. I want to give the juxtaposition right now. So people to understand, like when you're Tim Cook, right? When you're the other freak from Microsoft, it's a different relationship with the bank because, number one, you ain't signing personal guarantee. So people say, well, that's how America works. It's all in debt. Yeah, it does. At that level, at this level, the debt is this far up your ass. And if you default, they'll take your house or whatever you collateralized. Because you have to collateralize loans. Like, you're not going in getting a $10 million loan without some collateral.
Give something,
You got to give something.
Right, got to give something.
And somebody has to sign personal guarantee. If you're doing more than 15 million in sales for 5-10 years, you could get around the personal guarantee. But most people are not doing that.
That's not the spot you're at, right? You've done quite a few franchises, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Of course.
Some of the ones you liked the most, some of the ones you didn't like. Talk about those.
All right, so let me tell you, back to my childhood, right?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I told my parents, like, look, I'm going to have 10 McDonald's when I'm older, and I'm going to be straight, right? And I was dead serious, right? I loosely started pursuing that dream, but when I saw the McDonald's business model, I just didn't like it, and I didn't want to risk that much up front. So I'm sure you guys know, but for the audience, when you buy McDonald's, they buy the land. Right. Once you secure a location, they buy it. Now they lease the land to you. You're already in a subordinate position.
Right.
But now you got to put up a $2-3 million structure. So now you're paying a note on the land and you're paying a note on the structure. So you got 2 notes before you sell one Big Mac. Then you're paying a royalty, et cetera, where, there was other Oh, and by the way, and again, if you're owning McDonald's and you're watching this and you're making $500,000-$600,000, I'm not talking to you. Average McDonald's makes 1.8. You're looking to bring home 200,000. So that's why the goal is to have 10, because now you're bringing home 2 million.
Sure.
Right? Without really working it. So I said to myself, well, I could do that with a much smaller risk. So the first franchise I got in was a pretzel franchise, right? It was in Westchester. That's right outside of the city in New York. Very affluent neighborhood, county, Westchester County. So the average income there at the time, 20, 30 years ago, was $150,000.
Wow.
And average person had at least a 4-year degree, right? So you open up there. Now, my cost on a pretzel with labor was 13 cents, and we're getting $4. So I opened that place with $70,000, and I was making $300,000-$400,000. So I'm already beating the McDonald's model, but I'm also young with not a lot of resources, right? And this is like my first. So I don't have the people around me to guide me yet. They come in later in life. So the pretzel business, if there were still locations, I would still be in that business, right? And to what your point, the thing was with the pretzel business is that when I'm coming into the game and I'm like 23, 24, right? There's already guys in the game 15, 20 years.
Sure.
So all the best locations are gone. So this location in Westchester, there was like a bidding war to get this location. And full disclosure, I was told by some of my mentors from Mulberry Street, just get the guy a Rolex. Get him a 2-tone, 36 millimeter, bring it to his office, tell him exactly this, and this. And back then you could get a 2-tone for like $5,500, right? That's what I did. Yeah. So, and again, you're going in, I'm not going to front like I wasn't nervous. This was not my forte.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. The guy was a great guy. He could have still closed the box and said, you know what, kid, the fuck out of here. He could have. But again, I was given specific instructions what to say and what name to say. So it was accepted, and I got the location.
That's awesome.
Man, I got the location, and that's how I started. But I would have continued on. There was nowhere to put them. Even to this day, they're everywhere, right?
It's tight.
So in this mall, because I had this relationship, I was able to open 2 other businesses in the same mall.
Nice.
And make money. But, it wasn't nothing like the pretzels. Pretzels is because it's all flour and water, man. There's no profit like that.
You ever used hard money?
Yeah, to do real estate deals, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know your first hard money deal?
Yeah, I do.
Tell me about it.
Well, it went kind of smooth.
Let's tell these viewers what hard money is. You want to explain to them?
So hard money is basically when you facing hard times.
when you can't go the other way.
You can't get no money the easy way. You gotta get it the hard way.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck, this is the only option.
Right. So let's say you're in the middle of a real estate deal, you're flipping, you run out of money, you go to a hard money lender, he looks at the deal. If everything makes sense, meaning there's enough in there, there's enough meat on the bone, where if something goes wrong, he can grab the property and then go ahead and flip it. Some is based on credit. Some guys use income. But here's why the money is quote unquote hard. The interest rate is out of control. So if you're getting money lent to you at prime, 5-6%, this is going to be like 16%, 20%. They're short term, and they want points in advance. Some guys, depending on your relationship. So that's what hard money is. You use it in a pinch and you use it short term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's key for you guys. I mean, I know a lot of hard money guys. That's how they make their money. Mm-hmm. And it's a good business for them.
It's a great business.
That's a gamble.
I know a guy,
a lot of risk.
to kind of pivot. What he does is this might be, you might have heard of this. So I was talking to this guy. He'll buy, like, let's just say you have a $10 million life insurance policy, like whole life. And you're 50, you're like, I don't need it no more. He'll buy that policy from you and keep paying it with a bunch of guys until you die and collect on it because he did the numbers. So he's going to make it.
Yeah.
Whether you die at fucking 55, you die at 90, don't matter. It's going to be passed down in a trust to his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of these hard money guys, that's what they'll do. And this is the stuff that, like, you guys don't know, and I didn't know either. But when you network with guys, like, that's business.
That's a whole different side
ball
that
game,
that's
man.
people aren't talking about.
And we're talking about like these big money guys that got boatloads of money. Like, okay, perfect. Now I got an annuity for 40 years, no matter what.
Yeah.
It ain't going nowhere, and it's backed up by big money. We're talking like Northwestern Union, like big money corporations.
Yeah. But that business, I want y'all to know, I first saw that business in the Robb Report when I was like 16, 17 years old. And it's fractional ownership. And I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Now, how they spun it in the Robb Report is you have people who have these policies who know they're dying. They have their diagnosis that they can't come back. So they're saying, hey, this is how they spun it. It's all bullshit. Hey, I want to enjoy the rest of my life. When I die, I'm going to cash out $5 million. Give me $2 million now, and then you get the other $3 million when I die. So morally, it was like this in the eyes of the business world, is what I'm trying to say. But it evolved. That business evolved, and there was actually a financial advisor in California who was doing this business. He was buying it, and he was like bringing in the LAPD and all that, right, to buy these policies. But then he went around killing the people.
Oh, fuck.
I was going to
This
say,
is
there's
real
a lot of
shit.
risk. Yeah.
Real
I gotta look that
shit,
up,
There
man.
should be some sort of.
I'll give you his name off air.
Wow.
Man. And how he got caught is because, first of all, obviously they're looking his way because he's tied in.
Yeah.
But he was killing people in towns where there wasn't murders for like 30, 40
Yeah,
years.
it's like, come on, dog.
You know,
Yeah.
high end.
Gotta hide it a little better.
You know what I'm saying? But
Gotta follow the money, man.
yeah, man. But yeah, so just to shed some a wild story on that business model, it is out there.
What's your next franchise after that?
Okay, so after that, after Pretzels, well, let's talk about my first franchise. So, first of all, when I'm a kid, I get a record deal, right? I'm a rapper and I'm a producer when I'm a kid, right? So, a whole lot of experience, whole lot of everything in there. I make some money, but I'm coming off the streets, right? So I got a certain attitude, I got a certain cockiness. So everything you ever heard about record labels, I'm watching firsthand. Like these motherfuckers are telling me they want to give me per diem instead of my budget. So they're like, oh, you know, we watched Run DMC go broke and EPMD and Nice and Smooth, so we're going to give you $500. I don't give a fuck about nothing. My sister's a CPA. We don't need no fucking charity.
Yeah.
I need my budget
Fuck
released.
you, pay me. Man.
Yeah, I need my budget released. So I was going through a whole lot of this, but I had records out, videos out, whatever. I get signed to Capitol. I go to California. I'm doing shows out there. I did shows in the Capitol building, all that. It was dope. But my point is, as a man, a young man, I said, there's no way I could survive in this business.
Yeah.
Because they're on bullshit. And I had put my heart in it. Like I was already 5-6 albums in that weren't released yet. So I took that money, I opened my first business. My first business was called Fat Beats, spelled P-H-A-T, because there was another Fat Beats in the city that was a record label that was really big. So I was Fat Beats, right? And I was selling music, obviously. The DJ mixtapes were huge at that time. I had a full factory going on in my store, right? We would actually make the copies, had a color printer. I mean, the color printer's $300 now. They were $30,000 back then. You had to lease them. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's music. That's what drew the kids in. But what I was selling was communications. So I had beepers and I had cell phones, prepaid cell phones before prepaid existed.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, you had the hustlers coming in, right? And you were like, here you go, bro. You good. They're like,
That's all you.
what do you mean? Like, you don't need my name, you don't need a license? Because back then you needed to sign like a contract.
Sure.
I'm like, no, you have a phone number. That's it. I don't even know nothing about you. So needless to say, we were killing it. All profit on the music side, huge profit on the communication side. So the first franchise I actually get into, I'm like, man, this phone business is so good. I want some of the money from the suburbs because, you know, we're dealing with all inner city, right? So there was a franchise called, I think, the Car Phone Zone or something real corny. It was a 9X franchise before Verizon, straight 9X.
Really?
Right. So I buy that and I put some, you know, I mean, executive looking people in there, you know what I mean? Because I'm 23, I'm still super hood
Sure,
looking,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that ain't my clientele. I don't want to deal with those people at the time. So then I start opening those stores. So we go from my independent business to cell phone business, right? Cell phone business was unbelievable. And I'm going to share this for people who are interested in business. So back then, right, the phones were all like the big, thick Motorola flips and all that. They were $40, my cost, right? Then you had the leather case. Remember the leather case
yeah.
and the
Upcharge
charger?
your ass,
Yeah. So
Click plastic.
right, those we would sell for $30 each, right? But they cost me like 20 cents out of China.
Can't be that
right?
expensive.
So here's the thing. So people would come in the store, oh, I want a phone. I'm like, boom, here's the phone for free. If you qualify, that's free. Oh, really? Yeah, I like you. Here's the cord, here's the thing. So it cost me $40.60, right?
Okay.
9X will give me a check for $360. So I'm making $320 every client, right? So I'm killing it, marking them. Then then it morphs into Verizon, right? Doing great. Now, again, I'm older. I understand how corporate America works. So all we were test tube babies. That's it. Verizon was like, let's put it out. Let's see what these people can do. Oh, these little guys are becoming millionaires? Oh, no. Let's open a store right next to them, corporate store, and now let's go digital. So that $40 phone, now it costs me $360, and they lowered the commissions to $240. So now I have to charge you at least a partial when you walk in. You know what I'm saying? So that would have stifled a lot of people, and it did. And they saw it didn't stifle me, but what I did is I started opening stores like gangbusters, and then I sold it as a chain. So that's how I got out. And again, I got out because I felt that was an abusive business tactic.
Yeah.
Like first you had me going crazy. You're giving me everything. Now you open next door. Now you switch the whole business model.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. You know what I'm saying?
Shady.
So yeah.
Do you sell out to a PE or you sell out to just
No, there was no
local guy?
PE back there. You sell out to guys you sell out to certain ethnicities that work at IBM.
Yeah.
That they're making $200,000-$300,000 a year back then, and they want something from their wife to do.
Yeah.
That was the model, bro. Every business I sold, I went to the same.
How many did
exact
you want to
scenario.
roll up there? How many of those shops did you have?
I opened 13 of those.
Wow.
I sold it, yeah. But I mean quick. And that's because at the time, retail wasn't what it was today. There was a lot of retail space. You grab any 500 square foot, 800 square foot, you put some glass cases. You know, I'm already plugged in with all the manufacturers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It was easy to do. And then I had all the plugs in China to get the merchandise. So with $300, it looked like you had 40 grand worth of merchandise in your store.
Yeah.
You know?
All new shit, man.
Yeah, all new shit hanging in the package and all that beautiful, but it costs you 13 cents, 20 cents.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to talk about now. So you're in New York. Talk to us about the transition to Chicago. How did that happen? Can we talk about that? We dive into that?
Yeah. It's real simple. So it really is. I'm a real estate investor, right? And we're going to touch on this a couple times during this. So I'm a real estate investor, and I'm doing seminars. That's why I said real estate guru, like that was me. The only thing I pride myself, I never took advantage of anybody, right? And I never asked anybody
That
for
says a
anything.
lot
It's
about
like,
you.
we put on a seminar. My ticket prices were high. If you want to come. After that, there's no monetary exchange.
Sure.
Right? So I'm doing seminars and whatever. Somebody tells me to check out Chicago. I start coming out over here, and I realize that the property taxes, although people in Chicago think they're high, they're 1/3 of New York. So I start buying identical to what I have in New York here. Then I start liquidating New York and buying here. So that's what brought me here. You know
What year was this?
2021, I moved here.
Got it. Got it.
Do you like commercial, you like residential?
Nah, that's it's easy for me to talk about this part. So here's my business model: 4 unit. That's it.
4 flats.
4 flats. That's it. Because when you go 5, now you're in the commercial space. Now the loans are different. Everything looks different. So 4 is my model, and the rent has to be subsidized. I don't do free market rent.
No, you don't collect?
No. Nope. I don't need it. I don't need the headache. I'm not waiting 30 days for you to tell me this motherfucking story that I don't believe anyway.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Throw it out
Outside
the
of you
window.
being dead in the apartment, I don't believe nothing. So I don't listen to shit. And it doesn't just have to be Section 8. It could be, Catholic Charities. It could be veterans. There's all kind of programs that subsidize rent. As long as I know my money is coming from an agency or the government, I'm fine. But if I'm waiting on you I've heard people tell me my Cash App is broke. I'm not listening to that bullshit.
Give me your
Cash
phone.
App is
I'll
broke.
check it out.
Yeah.
Give me your phone.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not listening to those terms.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a headache, man. You gotta have like a property manager on all that
Yeah,
shit for that
it's
stuff, man.
Yeah, but again, even the property manager who's getting 7% is
Yeah.
going to call you and be like, hey, they don't want to pay. Bro, that's your problem.
That's you.
Yeah.
You
That's
got,
your
that's
7%.
why you're here, bro.
Yeah, you're 7%.
So, did you dive into any franchises when you came to Chicago, or how did?
No. When I got to Chicago, I was retired from the game.
Okay.
My last stint with franchises was Subway. I had a good run with Subway, and I got out with the same method. Went to the family, said, "Hey, I'll put my wife in there." You know what I'm saying? Same exact method, bro. 20 years difference from the first time I did it to
That's
the last
insane.
time. Same
That's
method.
insane.
Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a certain prestige in owning franchises for people. It's prestigious for them. You know, we own
Makes
X
sense.
amount of Subways, but you know, nobody wants, we own X amount of Jenny's Pizza. Nobody cares about Jenny. You know, I own 20 Pizza Huts. That sounds impressive, even if you're going bankrupt. Sound good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. So yeah, my last stint was with Subway. I had a handful of them or more, and it was cool. It was cool while it lasted.
So from when you did the food reviews with your kids back in Vegas to getting back to New York and then coming here, how did you how did you transition back into that?
Like into food?
Into food or
Into those reviews that you do.
on social?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. All right, so when I get to Chicago, I'm living in Oak Park, number one. Love it there. And I'm not doing anything with food. What happens is the people I'm hanging out with, they know I'm that food guy. Meaning, if I pick let's say you guys say, you guys could live here 40 years. I just get here first day. I want an amazing steak. You're going to the best steakhouse in the world, no matter what city we're in, right? That's just what I do. So I'm hanging out with people. But when I get here, I'm already doing financial services online. So I'm not doing any food reviews, right? Okay. Financial services, you know, very different than a financial advisor, is what I told you, specialized knowledge, you know what I mean? Anonymity, right? Protecting your money, you know, entity structure, as far all the way down the line to credit repair. So I'm doing this online and it's working, right? So I get here and I do one food review and I put it on my financial page, right? For fun, just to let my people know, because I had like a community. You know how that go, like especially
network.
The gurus. The community, it's different than just watching someone's content. They want to know what you're doing.
You got to funnel it, man.
Yeah.
So I go to Michael Jordan's Steakhouse in Oak Brook, right? And I say in the video, my steak was tougher than Scottie Pippen's attitude when he found out Future fucked his wife in Gucci flip-flops,
Holy
right?
God.
So, and it came out natural like nothing.
I just fucked your bitch.
You know what I'm
Gucci
saying? Yeah.
flip-flop.
So now, because Future is a bit of a prick, cocksucker, he tells the story that Scottie Pippen dubbed him on an autograph. He said, "I'm gonna fuck your wife one day," and he says that he did this.
Geez.
So I put that in there, and the shit goes super viral. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I've been trying to go viral with my financial shit for 2 years.
Ain't not working.
But the Michael Jordan Steakhouse shit goes viral. So this shit is going hamburger, and people are like, yo, you got something here, bro. You need to do it. All right. So I'm thinking about it, right? Thinking about it. Then, again, I'm telling you, I'm on the seminar network, right?
Yep.
And one of my partners in the business, Dominican girl from New York named Rosalind, great friend, great family. I love her, whole family. One day, she calls me, and I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? She says, dímelo, Foxcito. So I said, oh, shit, Foxcito. That shit kind of stinks. That shit is live.
Sexy.
I like
I'm like, yo, that kind of live right there. So I jot that down. Like, yeah, what's happening?
How you doing?
Yeah, I put that down, right? This is all real.
Okay.
Right? Then I'll tell you about an abusive Puerto Rican I was involved with after that. It ties in. But listen, so she says the name, and then what happens is, you know, I get to Chicago, and there's really only 2 people doing food reviews at the time. My man Ed Ray, who's like an OG, he's a king of it to me. I bow my hat because he's been doing quality shit for a long time. Then there's this little Spanish kid, I won't mention his name, because I went to war with him at the beginning. So I'm watching this kid's video, and I'm like, man, this kid, he's a little young dude. He all over the city. He doing it. So I'm going to a few places that he goes, and everywhere he goes, it's fucking trash. Like it's trash. So I'm like, hold up, motherfucker. I'm now spending my gas. I'm like investing in your videos that you know what you're talking about. This shit is complete trash.
He's saying it's good.
He's saying it's good. The best. The best.
The best.
Yeah.
Right? So it's trash. So what I do is now I start making videos and then I'll go somewhere he's been and purposely, and I would say his name or whatever and be like, yo, this shit is fucking trash. This kid is this, is that. And it started to take off because the city didn't really love this kid. But it starts to take off. Now to flex and let people know, like, look, I'm not a little kid. I'm not trying to run around eat for free because I had my vision the whole time of TV. What I did is I made a whole campaign on this kid. You know, I took it right out of 50 Cent's book and I did T-shirts with his face on it with the name that I gave him and all that. And I'm giving him shits out for free. That's just to flex. Like I will spend $2,000-3,000 just to show you you're an asshole.
Right.
Like it's nothing to me. So that was the first wave of explosion for the Foxcito brand. So that's how it basically started because there was one guy, didn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's still around. He still don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And but that's where it started. That's how it started. Yeah.
I love that, man.
But the name came from my homegirl, Rosalind. To this day, I give her credit. You know what I mean?
How about the other Puerto Rican girl?
So the other Puerto Rican girl.
I got a follow-up question to that, man.
Yeah. Listen, so Rosalind is Dominican for the record. So listen. So I'm Foxcito starting to pop, right? But listen, we got to get into the Foxcito because I'm not Foxcito. Foxcito's a character I created. I'm Fox Pena, the entrepreneur. So I could separate him. I could talk positive about Foxcito. I could talk negative. It's not really me. Sure. But I'm in character most of the time if the camera's on. Today, you're getting the real me. So at the very beginning, man, there's this radio station that reaches out to me like, bro, you're going to fucking explode. We fucking love you. Can you come up to the radio station, right? Now, I have no followers, and I'm living here like 4 months.
Sure.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. I think I'm going up to like 107.5 or whatever. Man, I'm in some dude's basement. I'm like, I'm getting killed in here. Yeah, they're definitely going to kill me, right?
Open up these cabinets.
Like my house.
Right. I'm getting killed in here. But regardless, he gave me love. I'll never forget it, right? The people who fuck with you in the beginning, I'll never forget it. So I tell my story. And he's doing most of the interview in Spanish, and he's real good. He flows. He got a flow to him. And he says, where'd you get the name Foxcito? So I tell him, boom, my partner, because at this time I'm still doing the seminars. So I'm like, yo, my partner back in Jersey, she just said it, man. That shit sounded like my childhood. I flow with it. Foxcito was born, and, you know, she gets the credit. All right, so boom. So now I'm driving back. I'm out near, like South Harlem down there, and I'm all the way back to North Harlem because that's where my office is, right? Man, I get back to the office and I pull in the parking lot and I see my girl standing outside the building. It's winter. So I'm like, the fuck now, right? I pull in. She's like, you motherfucker, you gonna give her credit for that name? You don't even mention me. You wouldn't know Chicago if it wasn't me. Bruh, I was like, I am fucked in this life. I am fucked in this life. So yeah, needless to say, that relationship had to end. But yeah, she was mad that I gave credit to this other girl.
Dominican. Yeah.
For what? You didn't think of the name, you didn't think of nothing. But basically her contention was, without me, there would be no Foxcito. You should have talked about me more. And I'm like, baby, I've been a star since I'm 13. I don't got to talk about nobody. I'm here to talk about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You shine. I'll put you in the Uber so you can go and do what you're going to do. But you know what I mean? Like for real. Like for real. That was a lot because I didn't expect that. And, when you're coming back to your girl, you expect like, yo, you did a good job or whatever.
Some support.
I'm expect a little love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I got blasted. And I was like, this is fucking trash. Yeah. I don't need this. I'm better than this.
No, I think it's huge for the viewers and watchers, man, because, how critical do you think it is to have, just like you said, your mom and your sister to have somebody in your corner?
Yeah.
I think it's just as critical, whoever your spouse is or who you're with, man, because that'll make or break you for sure.
Yeah, I want to talk to the young people. It's almost impossible. Stay single. If you want to succeed, I'm looking right in the camera. Stay single. I'm going to tell you why. Success in 2026, you need social media. If you don't, great, right? Like if you got a construction company, whatever, you getting money without, beautiful. Your wife's at home taking care of the kids or she got a career, it's beautiful. But if you on social media and the attention you start to get is going to cause problems at home. I don't care who your woman is, how mature. It just becomes something. So you got to be really careful. Support is huge. The wrong partner will destroy you 100% because they just talk so much shit, it makes you want to give up. That's what you got to understand. It's not like, oh, I couldn't make it because my girl. No, because she talked so goddamn much. You said, you know what? I'm happier without nothing. I'd rather have nothing. And that's a dark place to be. So my advice to the young people, if you chasing something big, keep it casual on the relationships.
Do you see that problem with some of your clients on the business side when you're doing consulting or financial stuff?
Well, with like the spouses?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Because, see, the thing is, I don't want this to turn sexist for the audience. Because, I always say the wife. But I only say that because I'm a man. So the spouse who never went to college, the spouse who don't know shit, the spouse who is only interested in their stability, that's the one who knows everything. So any risk, you got one partner saying no, 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 no. So I see it every time.
Now, are you close to these clients, for example, right? Like if I'm doing something fucked up, I know I got boys that can check me. Is that the type of relationship you have with these clients?
Oh, of course. And again, full disclosure. So my team is 3 people. It's myself, my sister, who's a CPA, and my best friend, Irv, who is a criminal defense attorney, right? So we run everything by him to make it legal. We run everything by Sis to make sure it jives with the IRS. And most of the time she says no, and I'll rework it. That's my job. Yeah. Because if I want to be in a box, then I'll go get a fucking CPA license. We got to work this, right? So, do I check people? Yeah, I easy. You want to go to jail, motherfucker? And then I just speed dial. Yo, what if I told you that I had a client that they'd be like, oh yeah, that motherfucker going to jail. Then they sober up real quick with the bullshit. So yeah, I definitely check people. But again, if you're my client, if you're in my office, like I genuinely am concerned for you. Like there's a real love there by that point that I'm like, bro, you can't do that. You're fucking crazy.
You're not just bringing on anybody. You're just bringing people
exactly.
You care about.
Yeah, and like to the younger sports guys, it's really more like a mentorship. I mean, because some of these guys are younger than my kids. And like, they'll get $100 million contract, but, they only got like 20, 25 liquid right now, right? Because you know how structuring of the contracts.
Right.
So I give them the real, man. I said, the first things first, bro. First things first, every woman that's in your DM wants this $25 million. You got to know that. So don't be feeling yourself thinking they actually care about you or they love you. Don't be dumb, man. Yeah. Any one of these motherfuckers you get pregnant, just cut it right in half. Because if you don't marry them, the judge is going to give it to you in child support anyway, especially in California. It's a crime. It's criminal what goes on in that system. You know what I'm saying?
That's unfortunate. That's a piece of the equation that you got to think about. You got to keep in mind.
What's your ideal client? Like not to say that you turn a client away, but how do you vet your clients? Like, what's the standard you have? Like some financial guys, like, okay, this guy's got to have at least $5 million for me to take on as a client.
Right.
What's your ideal, like your bread and butter, your demographic, who you want?
I got you.
And why do you want them there?
That's a great question. So the guys who are like, well, I'm going after this demographic, like I want a minimum $5 million net worth. Those are guys who work on commission. Because I don't work on commission, my client, it's based on, honestly, your problem. How big is your problem? The most fun I have is working with sports guys or entertainment guys because they have a lot of money and the knowledge I give them, their brain explodes. And that's very rewarding, right? So I like those guys because a lot of my strategies make sense when you have big money. The client that I won't turn down, but I feel bad, is when they're like, yo, I need to save money on taxes. I need this, I need that, my kids, private school, but you're a W-2 employee. I'm like, broski, I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers why being a W-2 versus being a business owner is a massive shift in wealth creation.
Yeah, because when you're a W-2, first and foremost, you in the pimp-hoe system. The government is the pimp. Guess who the hoe is? They take theirs off the top. So when you get paid on Friday, they already got theirs. So there's nothing I can do to manipulate that system. The system is there in place for a reason. You know what I mean? And then when you're an entrepreneur, it's completely different because you can write things off. You can shift money. You can divert tax liability to other times and points in your life. It's a whole different ballgame. So on the surface, that's the difference. When you're a W-2, you're kind of locked in. Even if you make big money, which is great, doctor, lawyer, et cetera, or lawyers ain't W-2, but most doctors are nowadays. You just kind of pigeonholed. So there's not much you could do except invest. That's your way out, is investing, you know?
Yeah, a lot of these guys are they're stuck in it, man.
They don't see it. Yeah, they're in the day-to-day grind, and they don't think they can get out of it, and it's kind of a shame. But I like what you said. You got to. You know what? Is a pretty good.
That's just the truth.
That's the truth.
I say like there's two coins of it. It's either and you're just fucking you got the golden handcuffs. You're like, all right, whatever. I'll take a beating, or it's like you're just fucking lazy and you don't want to take that risk. Like, you got to have balls, man.
You definitely got to have balls, but then there's also the unknown, right? Meaning, if you just go through life and you don't have a lot of exposure to people who are successful, right? And you just take the safe route. And again, by the way, safe sounds a lot better than it is, because safe will cost you $300,000-$400,000 that you owe. If you go the doctor route, you go all the way to becoming a doctor, you go the whole route, and now you're making whatever, $30,000, $40,000 a month in a paycheck. The government takes theirs. Like I said, the way out is investing, strategic investing every single month without thinking about it. So the guy who's not doing that, if he's not lazy, he's just unaware. He just doesn't know.
Yeah.
And
that's what part of the show is all about, is making those people aware about this, because it could definitely be. That could be helpful.
So I know when we did a little bit of research on you, it's not only the financial clients that you have, but you also, correct me if I'm wrong, you do consulting for restaurants and other businesses in that sense.
Correct.
And how did that come apart? Well, which one started first, actually?
All right. So here's the thing. So when you're a young man, right, and it seems like everybody you meet over 50 when you're young is like, oh, I'm a consultant. No, I do consult. And you're like, oh, that's great. What the fuck is consulting, right? But when you have a career like mine and you get to 50, you instantly understand what consulting is. You have so much knowledge in your head that will die with you. There's people who want it, but there's not a bridge to those people. Kind of got to find the people. And when you start talking, then you realize it has value, right? So that's how I arrived at consulting, right? When it comes to the Foxcito brand and consulting, it's kind of easy. Like, if somebody, and this is a 100% fake scenario to everyone watching, be like, I knew he gets paid. 100% fake scenario. Let's say someone says, Fox, come to my restaurant and, taste my food. And if you like it, promo, right? Let's just say. Because one thing I'll never do is go to a restaurant on an invitation and then rate the food. Everything got to be spontaneous, my way. And I want to touch on that too a little later about, because some restaurants don't give a fuck about Foxcito. They're ridiculous. They don't understand the magnitude of my platform and my power. So they're foolish, but some people don't care. So you can't get me to go and give you a good rating. But let's say I go there and the food is trash, but you invited me and you're a great person. I'm going to say, look, I can't make a video about this because this is horrible. So what we could do is this, and I'll point out all the changes that need to be made. And I say, if you want, we'll go in the kitchen and we'll whip something. I'll give you the recipe and I'll stamp that. I'll say, okay, you come here, you have this, it's good. And let's just say in this fake scenario that they paid me, then that turns into consulting. Now, if they go, look, you don't like our food, fuck it, we ain't fucking with you, whatever they paid me will get returned in this hypothetical situation.
Sure.
Another component of consulting in the Foxcito space is people will call me up and say, look, I'm opening a pizzeria. I don't know where to begin. I've had a bar my whole life. Can you come in? This is a real scenario, and I'm gonna just lay it out there. So I'll say to them, okay, look, here's what we're gonna do. I got the method. I got the recipe for the best pizza crust. I want to curate the menu. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then I'll also promote the restaurant as we grow. I might ask for a piece of the pie. I might not. And I'll send out a proposal. And if it's a go, then it's a go. I go in, I start working, colorways, designing the menu, recipes, trending flavor profiles. I do all that, right? But a lot of people, when they see the price tag, will black out on me, right? And this is the interesting component about putting your money where your mouth is. For that, what I just described, my fee is $10,000, which is fucking nothing. Because if your restaurant explodes and I'm not asking for royalties, you're going to make millions off that pizza recipe, right? Not to mention, because I come from the franchise culture, we're in 2026. I'm 1997 paying motherfuckers 40 and 50,000 for the franchise fee. So for those of you who don't know, you see these stupid videos on Instagram. You can open a McDonald's for 45,000. No, the fuck you cannot. You're not even going to have a conversation. They want to see your financials. So that's never happening. But the 45 grand is just a franchise fee, which basically says, give me the money, and in exchange, we're going to give you our proprietary recipes. We're going to let you buy them from where you buy them, and you get our goodwill and our credibility. You're licensing our name. That's what, but you still got to come up with 2-3 million to put the business together. So if I charge someone 10,000, and I know I'm doing more than these franchises do because I put my money where my mouth is, right? And you're like, 10,000 is a lot. Hey, you be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Make it.
I don't take it personal at all.
Right.
Like, I'm giving you to play. That's a discount. And that's just because I'm still excited about the food business. You know what I'm saying? Because as I get older, that number will be 50 because I ain't got no time for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think that's key point, guys, because if you got 50 years worth of knowledge, and let's just say I'm 25 and I want to open a restaurant, if I can gain 25 years of knowledge by paying somebody and not going through 25 years of mistakes, I'm all game.
Yeah. And I want to say this too, is that people also don't realize what they're getting for the money. Because here's the other thing. Just because you're a business owner doesn't mean you know anything about business.
Sure.
So when you hire me, I can't even explain to you what any problem you have in the restaurant, I could solve it like that in 1 second because I've already done it. There's nothing new under the sun. So my point is, when I walk into a restaurant, and now we're talking about the finances of the restaurant, the first question I ask to take the temperature is, well, are you an LLC, C Corp, S Corp? They're like, I don't know.
Oh, we got to figure that out. That's number one.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's the value that I bring to the table. It's like, well, man, we got to get your entity structured right. We got to get this right, that right. But you should at least know that, because if, God forbid, you get audited, none of that shit goes over well with the government. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They're not listening to that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot to it. But like we saying earlier, that just because you're in business doesn't mean you know anything about business. But that's okay, because you're not really supposed to. It's not like you skipped that part,
Right.
and went to. I always tell people, jump out the window, man. 2 feet first, right out the window. Open up. Get it cracking first. Then we could talk about everything else. But I also, because, the other people is the people who have the super budget, right? They got $5 million.
You're ready to
right?
go.
Yeah, they want to do marble floor, marble bar. I want the Mona Lisa flown over here for 3 months, right? They want to do all this shit. They haven't sold one salad yet. It's like, bro, open the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Generate some business. See where we at. You could spend the money. So there's two sides of the spectrum. Most people are working with the shoestring budget. Most people.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I like about you, Fox, is that you under-promise, but you over-serve.
Yeah, I definitely try to.
And just like the knowledge that you bring, because I remember when I started in business, I didn't know this stuff about LLCs, S Corps, the corporate veil. You got to have meeting minutes. You got to have crummy notes. You got to have this stuff so it doesn't get pierced.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had that or had somebody to just tap on and I picked it up pretty quickly, dude,
Yeah.
I could be 10X where I am now.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, like, I want to make it a key point, guys, because just because you got a great idea don't mean you're a good businessman.
Nah.
Because I know some of the smartest people, the best doctors, the best attorneys, but they are terrible businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
And most of them will admit it. Because
Yeah.
when you get to that level,
You're good at your craft, but you're not good at the business.
Yeah,
part.
but the best part is that they're honest about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the best part for me. That guys at that level, like, look, this is not my forte, man. This is where I need help. But to your point, back to real estate gurus for a minute, when I would make my videos, it would be just that. You mentioned the corporate veil. So in the real estate guru era, guys would be like, this is my building, and blah, 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 and I got it in the LLC, and if somebody fall, they're going to sue the LLC. No, fool. You just said it's your building. You just pierced the corporate veil. They're suing you. Yeah. The judge is going to say you're a goofy. You said it's yours. That's it. And of course, to his point, even when you have an LLC, it has to be structured, right? Or else there is no corporate veil. For example, if I open an LLC right now today, right? Two Stunads Podcast, LLC.
It's already taken, but
Right, but I'm saying, right? One guy, that LLC is a disregarded entity. That's a Schedule C on your taxes. So basically, you wasted your whole time. You could have been just used your name, right? You did the LLC. There's no asset protection. There's no nothing, and there's no tax advantage in opening an LLC. It's not like a Schedule C on your taxes. So, that's where the specialized knowledge piece comes in, and most people don't know it. And that's okay. Yeah. That's why people like me exist, And I'm a,
like a liaison, man.
I'm a liaison between spending real money and getting your feelings hurt and having somebody grassroots explain it to you. Because I'm not charging with a CPA charge. I'm not charging with a lawyer charges. But if you go that route, you're going to get banged out. And back to my point, you got to open up. You got to start generating money. Like, you don't need an LLC before you open your doors. You just don't. It might make you feel more comfortable.
Sure.
Right? You don't, but the CPA, a real CPA is going to put you on a retainer. Like, you don't need that in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's big. Now, would you ever buy real estate with some of these consulting clients if you had the opportunity for some of these restaurants?
It depends on the deal.
Like a McDonald's kind of a style? Or you don't want to treat them like that McDonald's style?
Well, yeah, that's a thin line, right?
Yeah.
Because people with a lot of money, you tell them, I don't want to take advantage, but they go, but I want you in on it because I trust you.
But then you're almost stuck.
Yeah, right. That's the point.
How do you get out?
Right.
Or how do you get your money out?
Yeah, it is. Me personally, right now, as we sit here, my answer would be no. Yeah. Meaning there's enough deals that come across my desk that I don't have to intermingle.
Yeah. Makes sense.
There's got to be some ghost equity in there or something like that, man.
Yeah, there's got to be something. That's it.
Because or else it's like, because, dude, you're not charging shit, bro. I got to be honest with you. Like, you're not even charging just to talk to them, Right, yeah. And, like, these people that are watching, listen, like, when you set up these trusts, like, there's attorney's fees, there's a lot of series LLCs, like, everything. Like, you can go from not owning your house to not owning your business to not owning anything. To you're not even, it looks like you're a ghost, like you're a peasant. It looks like you're broke, actually, which is what you want to look like.
That's what started my journey, right, is that Rockefeller statement. Own nothing, control everything. Back before it was hot. Now everybody and their mother use it. But I actually read the book on their trust prior to social media, right? So I read that and I was like, holy shit, that sounds like some gangster shit, but what is it? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in my late 20s and whatnot. I'm like, what is that? But that is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is anonymity. I own this, I own that, I own that. Nobody knows, right? It's governed by its own laws. Those laws deal with the IRS, etc. Like, that's where you want to be. But your pockets got to be deep. Because when you get to court, a lot of court is based on judicial discretion. A judge just said, I don't believe you. Okay. She has the right to say that, right? So that means more court dates.
Discovery.
More lawyers.
Yeah.
Appeals if it doesn't go your way, right? So I just want people to know the whole shit is not easy. But here's the bottom line. This is how it really works in real life. You own a building, 10 units. Somebody comes downstairs, they fall, they break their leg in 50 pieces. Easy money. You're going to get paid. Here's what you want. Okay, we look it up. It's owned by a trust. Okay, who's the trustee? The trustee is a LLC out in Wyoming. Okay, who's the members there? Oh, some guys down in New Mexico. Go through Nevada. And then out to Delaware. You want people to run out of money before they even know who to sue. And that's the name of the game. That's how you win. The only way to win in court is to never be in court. That's a fact.
Do you think by chance it's just fucking luck? It ain't luck, man. You got to make your luck.
Yep.
And it sounds like you're scheming, man, but this is the law. You take advantage of the law that's given to you. You don't let the law take advantage of you.
That's a fact. And listen, I love what you said right now, because many times at the seminars that I had, people would come up to me privately and they would say, man, but what you're saying sounds like a scam. And I'm like, bro,
can't believe it.
I'm like, but that's just because it's over your head.
Yeah.
This is not a scam. This is made to protect you. You got to exercise it. But because your mother never said it, Your pastor never said it. Your teacher never said it. Everybody you trust say this is bullshit, but they don't have anything. That's what binds them together, that they're all in the same boat. They ain't got shit. If you want some shit, first of all, go get it. Don't worry about what I said today, because what I talked about was protecting what you get. You got to go get it first.
Sure.
Go get it, and let's reconvene.
Right.
You know? That's how I feel.
That's what I say, too. I do a little bit of consulting, too. And first off, they can't even get the active income.
Right. That's the first thing.
They can't even get the fucking active income. And you're trying to worry about the wealth creation. Bro, we got to get the active income first, man.
Right.
We got to get that first. Then we build wealth creation. Then we build different revenue streams. You got to do that. And it's just, it's crazy because some people, it's like, and I don't know how it is with your consulting stuff too, but some of these people, man, like you could tell them till they're blue in the face and they will not fucking listen.
No.
They will not listen.
It's because they don't want to believe
And
it.
they keep paying you every month. I'm telling you the same
Why
shit,
is
man.
it? Why don't they listen?
I don't know, man. That's a question I ask all the time. I ask it to a lot of the guys that do consulting. And it's like, sometimes I feel bad, Fox, because I'm like, this guy's paying me big money per month and I appreciate it, but he ain't taking the advice. So am I like a fucking therapist to this guy just to talk to?
Basically.
You know?
And I don't mean that facetiously. I mean, like, it goes back to the system we're ingratiated in, right? Because, I like to keep it real. If I'm here, we're going to talk, right?
Sure.
So the General Education Department of America was constructed by the Rockefellers, the foundation of it, right? And their thing is we need a nation of workers. We don't need any more entrepreneurs because we got that covered, right? So to your point and your question, why don't they listen? 40 years, they've only heard one perspective. Now this guy comes along and like, well, goddamn, everybody I love said this. This guy's saying something different. That's hard. It's hard to bust that right when you've been going left your whole life. So,
Going against the grain is uncomfortable.
yeah,
And we talk about that too, man. Like, you can have knowledge, but if you don't execute on it, it's useless.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
read
a
every
waste.
book, listen to every podcast. You don't actually take action and do the work. Forget about it, man.
Yeah.
You got to just risk it to get the biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
I got to ask you, dude, I need some help getting my social up. What's the algorithm, man? Like, how can I get the Two Stunads? If you're watching this, you don't subscribe, you don't follow us, make sure you hit that like, subscribe. But you got any tips for me? I mean, how does Fox do it?
All right. So in terms of, we're going to get deep again. The algorithm is exactly like the planet's consciousness, right? Because there is a consciousness on the planet. You can actually pull ideas right out of the air, right? This is real. They mimic that with the algorithm. The algorithm promotes people just like real life does. Like in Hollywood, all the actors are gorgeous or meant to be gorgeous, right? They have a certain look. They want them to behave a certain way. As soon as you don't behave a certain way, you're ousted.
Mm-hmm.
You're a crackhead. You're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what the algorithm is. It mimics, right? So the algorithm wants pretty. The algorithm wants don't go against the grain in general. So how do you make it pop? Is like on a micro level, right? The colors matter. I know if a video is going to pop while I'm recording it. Before I even post it, while I'm recording it. Because I say, okay, in the camera, in this lighting, the outfit is fire. I'll give you exact one. A video I put nothing into. I went to the Trill Burgers pop-up in Chicago. Trill Burger, my man Bun B from Underground Kings, Houston, Texas. They came out here, right? I went there. I had no setup, but I had on a light blue hoodie with a light blue hat. And I was in natural daylight. And there's mad people around because it's a pop-up. Soon as I cut the camera on, I said, this video is going to blow. No setup. I'm eating in the street. I said my piece. Video exploded. I knew that while I'm recording it, right? Some restaurants I go, it's dark. I might have on a black hoodie, black hat. I'm like, man, this looks like shit. This video ain't going to do nothing. And it don't. So colors matter. Natural lighting matters, all that. In reference to your podcast, though, in promoting a podcast, the new wave on social media, is these micro dramas. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, where like you're promoting a coffee shop, but it looks like a sitcom. So people walk in, they have this situational exchange. You're not even thinking about the coffee anymore. You're like, holy shit, this is fun. Is this a real series? This is fire. I'm a minute in, I'm hooked. And then the video cuts off, right? So I'm saying all that to say you have to be creative on top of that. But once you find your niche, you just keep going. You keep copying, you keep posting. every day. Now, to get really cracking, you got to post 2 times a day on every platform. 2 times a day on every platform. In 1 year, you'll be cracking.
What's
I mean,
the best
seriously
times
cracking.
to post on these platforms?
Well, here's the best that I can give you. And this is my formula. When you're a creator and you have your analytics available to you, right? You look at what time of day the majority of my followers are online. And then you post an hour earlier. So when they click on, let's say it's 6 o'clock, you post it at 5. As they click on and say, boom, you're the first thing that's popping up or in the top 3.
Yeah, because you got to wait.
Yeah, that's some basics on how to get it going. But there really is no rhyme or reason to the algorithm. That's the real truth. There's no rhyme or reason. And there's nothing wrong with boosting, with paying. A lot of people go, oh, once you pay Instagram, then you got to keep paying. My experience is the opposite. When I pay, Instagram will like, okay, you spent a little money with me. The next one, we're going to give you that little boost on your own. And then it goes up and down like that. But there's nothing wrong with paying to get your message out there. Right. There's kids, I got tax clients right here in Chicago that make over $1 million on TikTok. They know, you want to talk to people who know nothing about business. They live with their mother. And here's the thing, they spent $1 million. And they say, yo, I got a $360,000 tax liability. What am I going to do? I said, well, let's have some fun. What'd you spend the money on? Let's fucking laugh in here. Let me fucking laugh.
What do they spend the money on?
Oh, my God. Uber Eats.
Oh, jeez. I believe that. How many
Listen,
videos they got?
Fuck.
How many videos they put out? 3 or 4 a day because they're not food creators. They're content creators. So they're goofing around, doing this, doing that. They go live. They get the tokens on TikTok going live. They're selling in their TikTok shop or they're doing, when you sell for some affiliate marketing, right? This is what they're doing.
That's what the money's at.
And the money's coming monthly, so they're blowing it monthly. And again, they're not supposed to know any better. Like if you gave me $1 million a year at 23, what am I going to tell you? Oh, I would have invested and done the right thing.
Definitely not.
No.
I probably wouldn't say that.
Hell no. I'd have been wilding. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a massive market for you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a massive market for consulting for you.
Yeah.
I mean, the youth is your wealth right there, dude.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but again, I'm joking. But what happens is, let's say you get a check, honestly, at the end of the month for $50,000 from TikTok, which in the grand scheme of things really ain't shit. Like Keith Lee makes 15, 16 million a year, right? So we could frame this properly. So you're getting 50 a month, and then you got 2, 3 friends over, then your cousins are there, you got little brothers and sisters, your mother and father. So you can spend $1,000, $2,000 on Uber Eats a day, easy.
I know.
So I'm just, you got kids, you know what time it is. Yeah.
I go to the grocery store, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What did we buy?
Yeah. So, again, I'm having some fun here, but that is real. And then the other thing is, young people do. They buy cars, they do drugs, they go out, But I know one thing, the IRS is waiting for their end. I know one thing.
Sometimes, like, as we start 2026 and we go over that tax stuff, I look back, with the accountants and stuff that are on payroll, and I'm like, fuck, have we really spent this on this?
Yeah.
You do it monthly? You do quarterly?
Well, I see the numbers daily, and then I review them quarterly, but I'm looking at them every day and then monthly, too.
Yeah.
But then if you look at it as a whole, in 12 months, like, oh, fuck, I got to cut back a little bit on this.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And that's one thing, too. Like, if you guys don't know your numbers, I don't care if you're in business, you're W-2, shame on you, man. Like, you got to know your numbers, man. You got to have a pulse on your style. And if you don't have a pulse, dude, that's when you get the carpet pulled underneath you.
Yeah, that's when you get that wake-up call. I call it the mirror. When it's just you and that mirror. And it's ugly. Ain't nothing pretty. Ain't nothing pretty. When you hit that plateau where it's like the money stopped rolling in, you don't know what you did with it, and there's nothing new coming, that's an ugly day in the mirror.
Have you had one of those mirror experiences?
Hell yeah. Woof. Man. Man, oh man. Yeah, I had plenty of them. Too many. It was after my divorce. I can't go too much in this story, but the message is there.
Sure.
After my divorce, so I got divorced in Nevada, which is a 50-50 state, right? So everything just goes down the middle, right? Now, I'm a man of men. I don't regret it. At times, I joke around. I say I would have did it different. So the judge is telling me, you're entitled to half your wife's pension. Do you want? I'm like, hell no, I'm a man. She worked for that. That's hers. Want no pension, whatever. So he's like, all right, well, your businesses, you going 50-50 with her. I'm like,
hold
what?
on.
So basically, with my lawyer, because, I joke around, but I want people to know the real. Like, you can't play with judges. If they're in a bad mood, they'll hold you in contempt. You're going to the fucking county.
Yeah, it ain't working.
And that ain't the move. So I was basically telling my lawyer, like, look, man, if I'm getting divorced from her in real life, how the fuck we gonna be partners in business? Like, forget about it. I gotta liquidate. So I liquidated everything, and we have, the divorce goes, everything's cool. I'm sitting on the money, and then I get involved with a bad business deal. It wipes me out, bro. When I tell you I was on the floor for 3 days with a bottle of scotch, I'm talking about wipes me out. We're talking about like over 300 just gone like that overnight.
Jeez.
So you already gave her the house. You already gave her everything. So basically you're homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Technically.
Right.
So yeah, those were those days that you look in the mirror, you go, nah, hold up. I've come too far. I know too much. What the fuck just happened? And that is, I'm going to tell you, it was haste. Because, you're freshly divorced. You want to get on with your life. You're used to making X amount of money. You just sold everything that you owned, right? And again, you might sell, so people understand, you might sell 10 franchise stores. Let's say you sell them for $5 million, right? But you might owe 4.2. So you got 800 in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you're good. Now you can go and start something else.
Right.
Yeah, well, me starting something else got stifled, and that held me back for a long time, man. That was a tough one.
What put you back over the edge? Like, how did you keep? Did you just not give up? Did you keep going forward?
Well, listen, that's the thing. I'm not going to pretend like I'm Superman.
Sure.
I mean, because as an entrepreneur, I am, because that's what it takes, not because I'm built special. If you're an entrepreneur, you are Superman. But what happened was, I just racked my brain. Now, also, you got to remember, I'm in Nevada. I'm in Las Vegas. I'm shaking and baking, right? But this is past 2008. Real estate crashed. So I lost my ass in that. So did all my friends, right? Yeah. So we ain't exactly big players anymore, right? Now I'm back in New York, which is even less resources because I've been gone 14 years. So nobody wants to jump in bed with me right away. I'm living off my reputation from years ago. So what I did is I said, I'm going to get some partners together and get back into real estate. And that's what I did. In 2018, I did my first flip probably in 10 years. And boom, I was back to the races.
Got the itch.
Yeah.
That's like an adrenaline, man.
Yeah.
I try to tell people that, like, being an entrepreneur, like, because I don't have a paycheck. I got to go eat.
Always tell people, I don't get paid on Friday, bro.
And I don't know how it is for you, but like just like you said, like there's highs and lows in life. And like people see like, whether it's the car, the house, or this, or the watch. But like that doesn't drive me anymore, man. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you're lying and you're in the wild, and it's like, it's that chase. It's like chasing a girl or something like that. You have that, like, that itch. Mm-hmm. I enjoy it now. Where like, dude, I'm going to work because obviously I love it, but like I like to win, because once you hit a certain point of wealth, you can buy whatever you want. Right. So what else is there? Like, what keeps you motivated? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's tough to tell people that, because a lot of people, they can't even get to that point. And so it seems like, like you're not like celebrating your wins. I always hear this, celebrate your win. Yeah. What the fuck is celebrate your win?
Like, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my day, it was be grateful. That used to piss me off. Because, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm hitting milestones. I'll be grateful, but who gives a fuck? I have this huge ladder to climb, and you want to stifle me because what I did is impressing you. Shit don't impress me. Right. I've been chasing this shit my whole life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I definitely understand what you're saying, but I always tell people that, hey, man, we don't get paid on Fridays, man. No. You know what I mean? You got to understand what's going on here. Mm-hmm. You moving around and this and that, but on Friday, you're getting paid. Yeah. So everything you say sounds so secure because you're not worried about it. Right. The whole different ball game when shoes on the other foot.
100%.
I want you to paint me a picture in your mind of where you want Foxcito to go, where you want your consulting to go. What's your end goal, man?
All right, so as far as Foxcito, first and foremost, I didn't touch on this in this interview yet, is that Foxcito, Food with Foxcito, is a credibility brand. I'm certainly not an influencer, right? Because influencers, you know what they do. They go to a restaurant, they tell you everything's great. They have 14 appetizers. They have 9 motherfucking entrees and 6 desserts. So it's like, motherfucker, first of all, we know you can't afford that. And you did this yesterday and the day before and the day before. Yeah. You have the whole restaurant on your table. You look crazy. Yeah. Nobody orders like that. especially you young people because you can't afford it. But I hate an influencer because they're goofy, but whatever. So I built the credibility brand. So where I see myself going is, first of all, partnering with corporate America in the cooking space. Number 2, television, which that's already halfway down the road. And number 3, food in supermarkets and whatever, which again, I already have my own spice line and I'm working on things with JP Graziano. So that's where I see it. In terms of consulting, like I said, in a big opportunity, I would do it. But as far as that, I don't push for it. You know what I'm saying? If consulting is needed on a micro level, I'll do it, no problem. And I love to help people, but that's not part of the vision. The vision is partnerships with corporate America, television, and products in store.
You touched on television a couple times. You said, let's see where TV brings me. Is there something in the works you could talk about? Or
Yeah, for sure. So I have a show that I developed, wrote, produced. It's called Foxcito's Way. Everybody's interested in it. I'm not going to front. Like everybody.
I'm interested in it.
No, I'm saying like the biggest names are interested.
Sure.
This is, now, again, I always keep it a stack. So the director and co-producer, my man Sam, he works on Chicago PD, right? So it's not like I shot it with my own camera and I'm shopping it around.
Independent,
right?
yeah.
Right. We had some real players. I told them when we were shooting, I said, the only thing I ask is I would like to get one of Guy Fieri's cameramen to do the food shots. Because you could get guys who shoot movies, but you got to feature the food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So they get me this guy, Jamerson, who I fucking loved. I love this guy. He comes to town. We knock it out. The episode looks crazy. We did the pilot. And what happens is now, as I'm in Hollywood, I'm starting to understand the game because it's a new game. Basically, Hollywood wants to know, okay, yeah, this is great. Because remember, they make so much money, they really don't care. You could bring them the next Michael Jackson. They don't give one fuck. They don't care. They want to know, well, who's attached to this product? Who's attached to this show? Like a big name, right? Because basically they're saying, when we give you the budget, how do we know you don't run off on the plug? We don't know you. You have no name in Hollywood. So that's kind of the politics that goes on behind the scenes. But I do have some great people attached. There's a woman attached to the project now who wrote for Emerald Lagasse for 17 years, and she's an Emmy winner with Emerald. And then we're trying to attach the biggest name in the food game to the show, and then that'll be that. But as far as the quality of the show, the level of executives that have viewed it and said, holy fucking shit, bro, how the fuck did you guys do this? I'm not worried about the quality of the show. It's just about the politics behind it.
What do you enjoy more of, doing that or consulting?
Oh, definitely the camera. I'm built for that shit. The camera, because
Great
I'm involved in production, right? So that's what's fun. I write the show, then I'm sitting with people who go, okay, how the fuck do you expect us to do this scene? What about this? But that's the best part. Just like in business, the best part of business for me is negotiating the deal. I love the first 90 days.
Yeah,
Man, it's that thrill.
hunger.
dude,
Yeah,
I'm
the
telling you.
thrill.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean?
hunt.
Of getting them landlord concessions when they told you ain't getting nothing. Now you're getting $500,000 in landlord concessions.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I fucking told you, bro. Fucking told you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, you know. So that's the same thing. Same thing with the Hollywood side. Is I love being involved in production. I love seeing my ideas come to fruition. And you know, it's fucking awesome when you write something and then you perform it. You're the writer and the performer, and then the biggest names in the game are saying, "This is the shit right here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great feeling.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Man, I've never met like somebody as visionary as you. You know, like because I'm thinking back, like, okay, you're a rapper, you're doing this, like you're a creator. Like, is this like your personality, and is this what creators are? Like, you know, whether you want to talk about, you know, like I've never met like major, you know, rappers or anything like that, but like, do they have that same kind of creativity in their mind?
Not everybody. What I am, and what certain people are, is I'm a creator entrepreneur. Some people are just one singular, right? So my mind, there's just no limitations in my mind, right? And the creative piece is a rebirth for me. Because when you're young and you're creating and like you have a rap deal, you have that funnel. Like, I'm going to put all my creative forces and push it down here. But then when you start having kids and you're opening businesses, how do you be creative? How the fuck I'm gonna discipline my kids
Changing
tonight?
diapers.
Yeah, exactly. What am I gonna cook tonight? Something special?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to be creative when you're in that family mode. So that gets suppressed. So when this opportunity came my way, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell the people, because like I said, if I'm gonna spend time sharing my story, I want to inspire people. But when this opportunity came my way, where they trusted me to write the show and whatnot, it was exciting and the juices started flowing. But I want to tell people, and I want to give credit everywhere that is due. So I basically started the Foxcito thing with TV in mind, right? So I'm like, I'm just going to get my name out there, see where it goes, right? But then as I started to get real motion in this city, and people have no idea the impact. Like me personally, I brought millions and millions of dollars into the little village community and Pilsen. There's no question. I did the taco run. We did 50 million views, and I have the numbers from the business owners. Yeah. People who were crying, like, we've been in business 30 years. We've been so slow. You have no idea what you did for it. It's very rewarding.
It's amazing.
Right? So people don't understand that.
I love that, by the way, man. That's
so rewarding.
It is.
That's what, when you hit that wealth, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
How can I help somebody else?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Oh, back to Foxcito. So, like I was saying, once I started really getting real motion, every time I would sit down with someone, like you two guys, right? I would meet you today and talk about, like, yo, you know anybody in TV? You know anybody in TV? Just like that.
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's talk about it after this. You know anybody in TV? So I sit
and
down.
big in the food game, too.
Yeah, I know someone on TV.
I sit down with my man, Billy, and his wife, Jamie. They own Mima's Taste of Cuba. Right? They're my personal friends. I love their food. And I hit it, you know anybody from TV, right? So like, yo, I went to school with a guy who's a director on, or a producer on, Chicago PD.
PD. Yeah.
So I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm going to call him right now. Boom. He calls him, puts him on FaceTime. He's like, yo, I got somebody here want to talk to you. And he puts the phone. He goes, oh, shit, Foxcito, what are you doing there? I'm like, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
He knows me.
So that's what got the ball rolling. So we had that conversation late February. We were already shooting in April. But again, that's not luck. That's when opportunity meets preparation. I'm 50 years working on this, really, in my mind.
Yeah.
Like legitimately 50 years. So it looked like, holy shit, he came out of nowhere. He was ready. He wrote it. I got like 3 seasons written when I sit with these guys. But I'm working on it my whole life.
Preparation.
Right.
And you were ready for it.
Working on it my whole life. So shout out to my friends there. So that's how that came about, is asking. You got to sit down. You got to talk. You got to be in the mix. And, again, when you're in the music business as a kid, see, because I had one foot in the street, I wasn't big on nightclubs and all that, because I'm pushing it. I'm pushing the envelope in every area of my life. I definitely don't want to get killed. Mm-hmm. So people are like, oh, man, you got to go to the clubs. You got to go to industry events. And I was always like, man, fuck all that, man. Fuck that shit. Motherfuckers getting robbed and killed in these clubs. The hip-hop clubs in New York was crazy in the late 80s, early 90s. But I want to tell people, you can do it your way. You got to grind. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be at night. It doesn't have to be all these industry-related. That's like, that's like gen pop. You understand what I'm saying? That's general population. It's going to be at all these events. You just got to keep the conversation going everywhere you go. Yeah. And eventually something cracks.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
It's putting yourself in the position.
Give yourself the opportunity, but be prepared.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And man, just when you, and I wouldn't, it's just networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's so nice when you could, even on the opposite side, like just for your friend, for him to be able to put that piece in you, that made him happy, man. I enjoy doing that too. Like if I can connect somebody, dude, I just built a network.
Yeah.
Let's see where that goes. Or vice versa. It's nice when you be like, hey man, do you know this? You're just shooting the shit. That's how a lot of the times it is. I'll be like, hey man, do you know somebody like this? Perfect, boom.
And what's the downside of that? Downside is also, it doesn't work out. They're not whatever. They don't jive, or they're not helping each other. That's not a big deal.
And you can trust that guy because he's your boy.
Yeah.
You know he ain't gonna refer you to some jagoff.
Right.
I always take it with a grain of salt too when I give a referral out, and I'm always checking up on it to make sure, hey man, did you do this?
Let's go.
Because I don't want to look like on the back end like I got my boy pinched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other side of that is you say, what's the downside? To me, there is no downside.
eat it up. Question for you, Fox. When you go to restaurants, when you go out to eat, do people recognize you? Do restaurant owners recognize you?
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times when I'm talking, people are like, who the fuck this guy think he is? He's talking into a phone by himself. He thinks he's a celebrity. Yeah, fuck off, B. Fuck off. I'm like, fuck off, B. Recognize ain't the word. I'm going to give you a real story. Real story from the other night.
Here.
Everywhere I go, I'm recognized. I love it, right? I love people, but like when you're in the dentist, when you're at a motherfucking endocrinologist and all the women in there, I don't want motherfuckers knowing my business. Let me keep it real. I got one rotten tooth, you know what I mean? I'm pissing sideways. And then it's not like they're, discreet about it. They're like, I know you. And then it's like, yo, can I take pictures? Take pictures. And then once you start the pictures, then it's a snowball, other people.
Right.
So I'm at Calo the other night up on North Side, right? On Clark. Old school Italian joint, 60 plus years. I'm having a quiet night. I'm in the back. It's raining like a motherfucker, right? Quiet. Nobody bothering me, nothing. And bother's a strong word, but when you're eating and you're with people you
don't
love.
really fucked with.
Yeah, you just, right?
Yeah.
So it's time to go. I got all kind of food bags. I'm walking out and this couple grabs me and they're like, Fox, can we take a picture? Oh my God, you so motherfucking tall, first of all. Secondly, yeah, straight like that.
Who says that?
They're like, what the fuck? But listen, can we take a picture together? One, this, that, we love you. So now other people are like, oh, Fox, I want a picture. And there's this white dude who's looking at me and goes like this. And he goes to his man, fuck is that? And the dude's like, oh, it's fine. He's a food critic.
He said that to somebody else.
Yeah, he says to somebody else.
Yeah.
This dude is the owner of the fucking socks. Fucking billionaire. Yeah, he's in there at this place. He's saying like, who the fuck is this guy? Dude, it's a Wednesday night. It's
Fucking
pouring
Jerry
fucking rain.
Yeah.
The whole restaurant is packed, which is odd for a Wednesday up there.
night.
But
And it's
whatever.
pouring
But
rain.
this is an iconic spot. It's known in Chicago, and the food is tight.
Yeah.
So it's like my go-to when you just want some good cross-the-board Italian joint.
Sure.
So again, that's kind of to paint the picture that it's like people are lined up to take pictures and just, what the fuck is this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, not for nothing. I got $999,970 more than this motherfucker. Nobody's lined up to take pictures with me.
Yeah.
But so I'm known everywhere. When I do my actual reviews, like the pizza run, we got to order ahead and fake names. You got to send other people to get it. Of course.
Sure.
Because if nothing else, right? Because what my audience accuses me of is, well, they knew you was coming, so they made it special. That shit is trash.
Yeah.
None of that's true. What happens is, if I go in, they'll be like, oh, we didn't know it was you. Let me remake it. Let me give you this. So now I'm walking out with 5 pies, and of course you feel a little obligated. Because what are you going to do? Well, you're going to say, all this shit was trash. But I avoid all that because that was in my earlier days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a certain responsibility to what I do now, right? So again, people will look at me and be like, this motherfucker got 115,000 followers on IG or whatever. But I got 5.6 million people that visit my page every month just on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when I say something now, it moves the needle, and it could be in the wrong way. So there's definitely a certain responsibility.
I was honest in the beginning. Here, depending on one review, can really make or break the weekend for a restaurant.
Yeah.
Somebody else picks out the pizza for you. They grab it for you, and you walk outside. You're all set. You're prepped. You get the
everything,
tripod.
camera going, everything. The minute I get it in my hand, boom, I hit record.
Yeah.
Because you also want to be out of there quick for many reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
For many reasons. You just want to get up out of there quick.
And your restaurant owners tell you get the fuck out of there or what?
No. Yeah. There's a couple of cocksucking motherfuckers who didn't appreciate my visit. And we could get into the money part right now of what a visit could be financially.
Let's hear it.
I hope you're fucking making big money, bro.
Well, no, we're not going to talk about that. I wish I was making big money in this, right? Because it doesn't produce big money yet. But what I'm saying is, like on the pizza run, there were certain establishments that didn't appreciate my presence, didn't appreciate the video. Now, of course, these are the motherfuckers that go viral. The people that I love, the video will do 30, 40,000. When there's a beef, 400 on Instagram, 700 on fucking
That's
TikTok.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So here's what I'm trying to say. So if I do a video for anybody, right, and it goes viral, you're looking at minimum $100,000 boost in sales. If it goes viral, That 100,000 might come in a weekend.
Right.
It might come over a month, right? My biggest one, they call me, they say, yo, 11 days, we're up 300,000. But this was a popular place anyway, because if you're doing $800 a day in your business, which you can live off that, and all of a sudden you're doing 300 grand in 11 days, you're not going to be able to handle it. You know, these people were equipped. You feel me?
Yeah.
They had been on big shows and shit before.
Okay.
So they were ready for it, right? But what I'm saying is back to the days that I was in the cell phone business, right? So we would take out a 5x7 ad in the newspaper, and it would run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It would cover 3 counties, and in those counties, 175,000 people was their readership, right? That doesn't mean 175,000 people are definitely going to see your ad,
Right.
but that is the max. That's the maximum amount. That ad for 3 days was 15,000.
Back then.
3 days, 175,000 people. I'm putting you in front of 5 million motherfucking people. And if I told the business owner, yo, give me 2,000, give me 5,000, they'll look at me like I'm nuts. So I asked for nothing because you can't afford me and you don't understand the nature of what I do. I'm not going to beg you. I don't give a fuck. Plus, like I said earlier, sometimes when you accept money from business, they think you're an employee. And because people here in Chicago don't know my resume, who I am, sometimes they get out of line and it gets ugly for no reason. So I'm nobody's employee. I'll never take directive from any motherfucker ever in life. And if I come to your restaurant and do a video, if it goes viral, because I'm not an egomaniac, without viral, I ain't shit. If it goes viral, it's a blessing. My visit is a blessing, right?
Just say thank you.
Anything. Some people straight didn't want to participate with the awards that I give
Yeah,
out.
I see
all
those,
that shit,
seen those.
right? But
That's
here's the thing.
unfortunate.
Here's the thing that I want everyone to know. When you're building a business or building a brand, you have to put as much time independently as you do on social media. No man, no businessman is going to build a business on somebody else's platform. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they can take your account for any reason on any day of the week. That's not a real business. I don't give a fuck if you make $20 million a year. Mark Zuckerberg pushes one button, you're out of there. You'll be making zero. So take heed from people like Mr. Beast, who built their platform on YouTube, but he was building it independently, getting his product in stores, all kind of things. That's what you want to be doing. So remember that.
He leveraged it.
He leveraged it big time because you don't own the platform. You know, and I learned that lesson the hard way. You know, when I really started making big money on social media with the financial stuff, I started to insert in a comedic way, because I'm a comic no matter what. In a comedic way, I was inserting my political opinions into things, and they snatched my account. I had to pay, offbeat guy money to get it back. But when Instagram, which is Facebook, it's Meta.
Sure.
When they take your account, if you don't know somebody, that's it. They're not playing. You can't sign in. You don't exist anymore. Somebody internally has to turn that thing back on.
Wow.
Yeah, so I keep it real light on my food page. Even some of the jokes, like every video I make is like 7 minutes long. I got to cut it to 1:30. Anything controversial, I just cut it out. But I don't limit myself when I'm in front of the camera because I'm creating in that moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you do all your editing?
Everything. Super time consuming.
Well, we know.
Major pain in the ass. But again, because the business, 2 things. The business is not bringing in enough money for staff of that nature. Not to mention, I'm not ready to let go of the reins of the narrative.
Sure.
Like, it has to be edited the way I want. I have to say the things I want to say. I can't put that in somebody else's hand because then we're going to be losing time. Because now I'm coming back to the drawing board saying, bro, I didn't like this part. You got to take this out.
Costs you more time.
Cost me more time.
Money.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so right now you're pretty big on Instagram, the IG, right? And I know there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being on that and talking about all these restaurants, but talk to us a little about the responsibilities that you feel being on them.
All right, so right now at this stage in my career, the platform is so powerful in terms of credibility that there really is no more reviews where I'll destroy a restaurant. Like in the beginning, right? And rightfully so. Like in the beginning, if I organically walked in, spent my money, and you served me some horrible shit, I would give you a review that reflected that. I had 9,000 followers. I didn't know the impact, and I didn't know what it would grow to. But unfortunately, when you say something negative, those videos go viral. So there's one particular restaurant that a lot of the community turned on me, had a bad experience. It was a Spanish restaurant, right? I put the shit up. Shit goes viral on TikTok and goddamn Instagram. 700,000 we're at in a few days on both. So 1.4 million, right? And people are like, yo, that's their livelihood. Why would you do that? Blah, blah. And I'm like, but it's my real experience. And then the majority of the people were like, fuck that, he's right. This place been serving trash for years. So I'm going to give you a little bit of that, and then I'm going to talk about the legalities of this. So if I go into a wing restaurant and I order wings and the wings come out in 3 minutes, I already tell them you could take that shit where you got it from. It takes 12 to 14 minutes to fry wings. So if you're bringing them out sauced up in 3 minutes, they're pre-cooked or whatever the fuck the case may be, right? You had them par cooked, you threw them back in the grease, whatever it is, that's not the experience I'm looking for, right? So the food was coming out of the kitchen at a rate that was unbelievable, like 1 minute, 2 minutes. It was straight microwave, right?
Oh.
It was horrible, etc. So that's number one. The flip side of that is the law. So this particular family was going around looking for a lawyer to sue me. Now, if I go into a restaurant and there's cameras everywhere, right? I walk in, I talk, I leave, then I make a video. Oh, I just went in there and ate fucking trash. They got their cameras. You can go right to a lawyer. I'm liable. Can't do that. The experience has to be real. So my ass is covered at all times because my experience is 100% real. I would never lie on a restaurant, right? Now, people like the controversy. People like the negative reviews, whatever. But as a man and as a businessman and somebody who is now very well connected in the food community, I just would never do that. Number one, I have the power to close a place down. I don't want that power.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to go out of business. I'd rather tell you, and I got a great example of that. And number two, if I make anything up to throw some extra sauce on it, then you are liable. You can get sued personally, right? But I wanna give you a great example of the growth. So maybe last year, I went to a place, I had a horrific experience, right? The manager was like, oh, I'm so sorry, we're gonna take care of this, take care of that. Now, the thing is, I am who the fuck I am in real life. Fuck Foxcito and all that bullshit. Like, you know, I am who the fuck I am. So he says, I'm gonna take care of you, give me a minute. Now I'm with my girl. So he goes away like 40 minutes. I say, yo, what the fuck is up with son? Because I'm not, no more niceties. He comes out, he's basically like, oh, like, what were you waiting for? I said, you said, give me a minute, you're going to take care of something, whatever the fuck you said. So I was waiting on you. So this motherfucker takes like $30 off a $200 bill, right? Now, I didn't touch the food. It came out, I said, you smell that? That's dirty fucking grease. All this shit is fucking trash, bro. Everything. So he was like, oh, okay, you didn't enjoy it? No, I won't eat it because I don't have to eat it to know it's shit, right? So as we're leaving the restaurant, because remember, I'm not from here, right? As we're leaving the restaurant, my girl says, yo, you know your man owns that place, right? I was like, what? She goes, I said, oh, hell no. I got to let him know. So long story short, I called him up. Without me saying one word, he reversed the charge on my credit card, right? And then we did a video about customer retention after a bad experience.
Smart.
That's how you handle it now at my level. You understand? I
Teaching moment.
Yeah, I still told the people, hey, we had a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
But this is a stand-up guy. This guy has multiple restaurants. He wasn't there at the time. There's obviously some operational, but this is what he did for me. So if you go there, just know these are the kind of hands you're in. The audience,
I appreciate that as a business owner.
Right. The audience loved it, and I felt good about it. And again, I wasn't going to bomb anyway, but the most disrespectful point was when the manager walked away and had me fucking waiting. Motherfucker, don't have me waiting. I'm not looking for free shit. I'll pay double.
Yeah.
Just do what the fuck you said you're going to do. You told me to wait 1 second.
Oh, that makes me, that would fire me up.
Yeah, I was tight. But anyway, all's wells that ends
I can't
well.
believe, I didn't, I mean, I guess, unless you're in it, you don't think about the legality of it, dude. Like in
Oh, it's definitely real. You got to be very careful.
man.
You got to be very careful. You have to just be very, very honest. And again, when people tell me at times, right? Because now it's different. Now people understand that I'm, an actor, a writer, a comedian. I have a celebrity piece tied to Foxcito, right? So I don't get the shit like that. When people used to give me shit, I would say, here's the email to the CEO of Yelp. Go talk to him. He started this shit where you can actually document your experience. Don't come to me like I'm doing something new. Talk to the CEO of Yelp.
And as a business owner, like the last thing you want to do is have the person have a poor experience. So I hate it if it's out of your control, and poor experiences happen. It's not uncommon. It is what it is in every business. I want the opportunity to fix it. But when you don't even give me the opportunity to fix it and then you slander that business, it feels like it's intentional.
Personal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way you do it. You put a positive spin, but you're also giving your honest review.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. You don't never want to cut down somebody or slander somebody.
No. I'm going to tell you something.
It'll come right back to you, man. That
No,
karma
it
will
will
come right back.
I'm going to tell you about the beginning of Foxcito, because if I go into a restaurant, me being who I am, that I'm a national guy, I've lived in many cities, I travel constantly. If I go into a restaurant and I have a poor experience, that's on me. I chose that shit. But what I was doing in the beginning is I was picking the restaurants that every influencer said was fucking great. And then I would go there to juxtapose.
Just to check
Great
it out.
strategy.
Right, I'd be like, look, they said this was fire. Now, 9 out of 10, it was fire.
Mm-hmm.
So my video was based on it. Like, man, this place is valid. Come check it out. But when it was that one that was just overhyped because they were paying everybody, then I would go in.
Yeah.
But that's how I chose it. So I would blame the influencers. Like, why y'all coming here saying it's lit when it's trash?
Great scapegoat, man.
Yeah, exactly. We got to do something. That's why, there's a difference between the influencer and the businessman.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you guys they're not fucking listing everything online.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always something behind it, man.
Yes, there is. Picking restaurants today, like now, is probably a little easier just because, unless you're running out of restaurants. You've been a ton of restaurants.
There's 9,000 restaurants in Chicago.
Yeah.
I've been to probably 1,000, so I got a long time. And I've only posted 500 of them.
Okay.
Because some of the stuff, is personal. Well, listen, when I first came out, I was only doing upscale because that's how I live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, yeah, these are great videos, motherfucker, but what the fuck? I got $1,000 every night? Fuck are you doing?
It's expensive.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so now I was like, wait a minute, I'm losing touch with my people.
Demographic,
Yeah, I'm losing touch with my people. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And again, I would never floss. That's not me, right? I talk shit. Like if you can't get into a restaurant, I'll be like, I call American Express Centurion Service. I'm getting in tonight, motherfucker. Oh, we waited 6 months. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll get my daughter into somewhere in New York. I'll get my other daughter somewhere in LA. I'm getting them in tonight. You wait. So I joke like that. But like flossing, no, people do their own math.
Mm-hmm.
So the video, particularly I'm talking about, I was at Boulevard Restaurant, which I love because I love the ambiance there, right? I love Boulevard. So they got a seafood tower and they have a caviar service, right? So out the gate, you looking at $750, $800 out the gate. So people were doing math at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
They were like,
tower alone, dude.
yeah, you know what I'm
Forget
saying?
about it.
So again, I was doing that content, but it was cool in the moment because remember, in Chicago, just 5 years ago, it was limited as to the influence. It was limited, right? So I come along and I start posting real content, and it's wavy. Like people like it because I'm exposing them to something they never saw in their own city. But then when people start doing the math, they're like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck?" Yeah. So you know what I mean? I switched the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So being from New York and now being in Chicago, what is there? Let's ask this: is there a preference on the way it's cut, tavern versus
Good
pie?
question.
He wants to start a fucking riot.
Let's talk
in
a
here.
little bit about that.
Good question, P.
Listen,
The flop.
it's tough. It's tough. Well, that's the thing. The flop doesn't really exist. Let me break it down. Let me not offend first, and then I'll get into offending. No, bro. As soon as I say New York pizza's better, I'm offending everybody watching. That's from here. But here's what I'll tell you.
We're trying to go viral, Fox.
Yeah. All right, listen. We're gonna do it. All right, we're gonna do it right now. Here's the thing. When people talk about New York pizza, Forget about the young kids. I don't want to fucking... They're not even from New York. They're there, but they're not from New York. We're talking about a grab-and-go slice. When you hear, oh, my God, New York pizza, the best, nobody's sitting down in a restaurant saying, this is grab-and-go at a window. So that means the pie was baked. It's put out. You come to the window, let me get a slice. They put it back in the oven. So that thing is crispy and fucking delicious. So I want everyone to know that we're not a pie city. Now, if you look at Instagram, viral, Mamas Too, La Industry, everyone's in the street with whole pies. That's not our culture. That's new shit. That's brand new shit. So in terms of New York, this is what I tell Chicago Pizza, and this is real. People, when you travel the globe, okay, let's compare passports, motherfucker, because you got to be qualified and quantified to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You have to be qualified for the conversation. When you travel the world, everyone wants to know about New York pizza. Is it really what they say? Is it? Nobody's talking about Chicago pizza globally. They're just not, and that's just a fact.
Sure.
Now, there's factors for that. There's a lot of guys in town that are quality ingredients. Their families go back 100 years. They know what they're doing, and they're serious about the crust, right?
Yeah.
When you combine that, you get an amazing product. That's far few in between, right? In New York, now I had this conversation with my man Bill, who owns Peace Pizza. He does the Connecticut a beat style pizza,
Okay.
right here in town. He's been open since 2001. I love him. I said, you know what it is, though? It's the water. Ah, that's all bullshit. Are you serious, Fox? I tell the guys it's bullshit. I go, no, it's not bullshit. And he's an East Coaster. I go, no, it's not bullshit. The New York water is soft on the minerals, has one of the lowest mineral counts in the country. That's why we have the best bread, pizza, and bagels, because the minerals go hard on the dough. That is the cleanest explanation. You can go way into the science
I
of
can
it.
attest to that. Fact check that. It is true.
Yeah, right? So that's what I'm saying. So why do you want to compete with Grace? Illinois has some of the worst water in the fucking country. That's just is what it is.
It's true.
A lot of guys, again, when you travel, they get New York City water shipped in. Now, how consistent they are, I don't know, but it is a real service where you can have like trucks come and do this, right? So
I know guys that do it in
Right.
Florida and stuff like that. Yeah.
exactly, right? So this whole narrative that the water don't mean shit, that just means you ain't got the water. Because you don't see nobody in New York City shipping in water from somewhere else. That's a fact.
True. Yeah.
So again, we're just talking brass tacks here. New York pizza is asked about all over the world, literally. Another cop out to Chicago. This is a cop. Now that I'm here
Okay,
and
here
I'm
we
knee
go.
deep in the
Yeah.
game,
There we go.
is only tourists eat deep dish. That's because you can't defend that fucking casserole. That's not true. If you go to the pizzerias, you talk to the distributors, motherfuckers is eating deep dish pizza. Okay?
They're selling it still, yeah.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of, because as much as Chicago is such a food town, and it is, I already gave Chicago the crown. We're going to prove it right here in a minute. I already gave y'all the crown. Domino's and Little Caesars is still getting money. Not everyone has this well-developed palate. There's people that's fucking swallowing that goddamn deep dish.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They swallow it. So that's a cop-out if you ask me. But yeah, I'm going to tell you this. This is what I told people in terms of giving Chicago the crown. In New York City, if you told me, oh man, what are y'all known for? We're known for pizza and bagels and bread, right? Also Caribbean food, anything Caribbean. So we're talking Jamaican, Guyanese, we're talking Trinidad, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban. Like that's the forte. And then of course upscale, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about between the $8 and $25 price range for one person. You cannot beat Chicago. If you said, take me to one place in New York City that has everything, I could not do it. There's no Caribbean pizza places. But you come to Chicago, you say, I can take you to Portillo's, motherfucker. I'll take you around the world in Portillo's. Now, it's the truth. Now, some people say, oh, but they sold out. It's not the same. Okay, it's the same for me, bro. I only been here 4 years.
Yeah.
The food is decent. And you have all the street classics under one roof, right? Where I couldn't do that in New York. Right. So in that price range, you can't beat Chicago. Y'all got the hot dog. You got the Polish. You got pizza puff. You got beefs. You got fire pizza. What else is Chicago street food? That's like...
You named quite a few of them right there.
But I'm talking about what's considered Chicago street food. Like, okay, for example, I've never in New York City seen a bone-in pork chop sandwich from like Maxwell's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
right.
that's part of Chicago. Oh, like Harold's and Uncle Remus, that the best fried chicken. Because Chicago, you have the migration from the South. You know what I mean? A lot of people came with their recipes. There's great barbecue here, which is another conversation for another day, right? How there's families here, man, that brought their barbecue style from the deep South, you know what I mean? Brought it here, and it's the light is not shined on that properly, which is that's something I'm going to do this year. So you have all these cultures here, and they're all giving you the best of what they have. Oh, case in point, and then tacos. I didn't know Chicago was a taco town until I did the taco run. In New York, we have a place that's rated like the #1 taco place in the world, and then it goes from that to zero. Nothing. There's nothing. There is no like Mexican place in New York that I can say, that's fire. We got the best taco. Not even close.
Right.
And we have a large Mexican culture there. It just maybe, you know, the distance between the authentic ingredients, etc. But Chicago has that. Chicago has amazing Mexican food, amazing, Mexican influence on the culture here. So as far as a food town, people say it's #1 for good reason. It is. I gave them the crown. You know?
Thank you for your blessing.
I love that.
I gave the crown.
I love
Gotta
that.
get the crown.
Got a lot of people giving you shit for that, I bet, though, huh?
Man, listen, I tell them, pull out the passport. Let's see if you qualify. Then we
I
can
like
talk.
that. That's a great quote, though, man.
Yeah, it is.
It applies to a lot of things.
Yeah. Because you got to know, man, you got to be qualified for the conversation. You know, what I get as a creator is a lot of emotional bullshit. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Italian Fiesta is the best pizza in the world. Okay, but where have you been, famo? Where have you been? I went there. I said it was good. It's good, but it's not award-winning fucking competition pizza.
Right.
It's not even constructed like a pizza. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. It's nostalgic to some. They love it. I understand why they love it. But don't attack me because I didn't say it was the best. So you get a lot of emotional answers, you know?
Yeah. How about deep dish versus thin? Like, what do you prefer?
Oh, definitely thin. But again, being that I didn't grow up here, like deep dish is fire if you're in the mood.
Right.
And I'm going to give you a perspective as an outsider. Uno's doesn't get enough credit in Chicago because allegedly they started the deep dish, right? Uno's. In Chicago, it's kind of frowned upon. There's not a lot of them. But when you didn't grow up in Chicago and you never been here, Uno's is your go-to because they're all over the country, in Dallas, Vegas, New York.
Right.
So when I travel with my kids, quite often I'm like, yo, y'all in the mood for deep dish? And we would go to Uno's. But Uno's experience is very similar to like taking your kids to Chili's. You know, because they got wings, they got this, they got that, and then the pizza's the main star. So I enjoy deep dish, but living here, I don't order it. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Not a
order
fan
living
either,
here.
man.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I used to, but I like the thin crust better.
Yeah.
I like it extra thin, paper thin, dude.
Yeah. Crispy.
Well done, crispy, yeah.
Yeah.
No, less grease, the better.
Yeah.
I like with the cornmeal on the bottom, too.
I like the cornmeal as well. I like it with, and this is controversial, I like mine with veggies. Because if we put a bunch of meat on it, all that grease is sitting on there, and it kind of kills it, makes it floppy. So
Well, listen, Chicago is notorious for green peppers or red peppers and jardiniere, which is vegetables, you know, pickled, oiled, and vinegared up.
Right.
So yeah, vegetables are not that big on the East. But I enjoy it. Like I enjoy Chicago style, like sausage, mushroom, and green pepper.
Yeah.
I learned that here. I dig that. It's a good combination.
That's a big
good combination.
Yeah, agreed.
So your favorite jardiniere, JP Graz or what?
JP Graz, you already know the vibe.
Yeah.
The best.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Listen, what am I gonna say? That's my people. The best.
Yeah, the best. Yeah.
The best.
No.
Listen. Again, since we're talking, this is business. There's a lot of other companies that could have been the best.
Yeah.
Didn't happen for them. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Didn't happen for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everything that you've built, everything you've done, talk to us about what you're most proud of.
Yeah, like if you died today, what would you want your kids to be proud of? Not just your business, man, but like
Yeah, I was gonna say, like
Everything.
Like I'm a father, I'm a grandfather. Like I'm most proud of my kids. You know
are they
what I'm saying?
hustlers like you?
For the most part, like listen, I brag, so I don't care. So
Do it, yeah.
my oldest daughter, right? My oldest daughter is like 27 right now, right? She didn't follow the blueprint. So you got the Jamaican mother who's a real fucking hard ass, real stern, and she's a doctor and she's education and then you got the father who's an entrepreneur. So I told my kids, either or. Here's the blueprint. You go to school route, you do it like this. You go to entrepreneur route, you still got to go to school. I don't give a fuck because that's where I feel I made a mistake. You go into school, you get into all right. So my oldest daughter wants to do her own thing. She don't follow the blueprint. She still does well. She is the prepared foods manager in a supermarket like Whole Foods in New York, right? Like farm to market type of market, right? So that's what she does. But she says, God damn it, I should have listened to you. I can't even afford to eat the way you used to feed us as kids.
Yeah, well,
Because they lived in Vegas. So they were out sushi every night, the whole shit, right? So she's working on it. My second daughter, I told her, hey, you were born with a horseshoe up your ass. You got to know the luck runs out one day. And I could say all this shit now. The one time I couldn't. So at one point, she's not even done with school. She's working for Serena Williams. And she's like a direct report to Serena. And she's running her jewelry. And like one time, you know, she's on a FaceTime with Serena. And I'm in the background like, oh my God, my baby. And she's like, bro, it's no big deal. I'm like, whatever. So from there, she gets headhunted by J. Crew. And then she gets headhunted to Gymshark. If you guys ever heard of Gymshark, it's the #1 gym clothes in the UK.
Gymshark, yeah,
So
absolutely.
she has an office in the UK. She has an office in Manhattan. She's like 24. She's fucking doing it.
Good for her.
My next daughter strictly watched me from afar. She gets a job doing hair 1 year, and opens her own shop, right? So it's time to open the shop. You got dad and you got your aunt. So she's like, yo, help me out with my LLC, insurance, this, how we going to structure it, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. I said, but let's talk. I told her, I said, I have a lot of clients who are barbershop guys. Like, what are you going to charge? Like, what does a hairdo? $60, $100, whatever. She says, $60? Are you fucking nuts? I'm putting weave into women's heads. It's $1,800.
That's time consuming.
Yeah, the hair alone, she said, my cost is $900 on the hair.
Yeah.
So it's $1,800 a pop. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so to say she's making money would be an understatement. But again, I teach them, don't get fucking cocky. Don't think it can never end. You know, these are the steps we take to ensure there's no pitfalls. And then my baby, Angelina, she's pre-med. So, you know, she's still in school. And then my son is only 12. My son, you know, he just really hopes that he has the growth because he's a basketball guy. He could ball for real, but he wants to be at least 6'3". I'm 6'3". So he's like, you think I'll be taller? And every day this fucking kid is hanging off the thing trying to stretch his body.
Milk. Drink some milk.
Yeah.
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 Good
So
for them.
that's so my proudest moment, everything in life is my children. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest. There's nothing that I take pride in more. Nothing at all.
I love that.
And it's beautiful to see like somebody your age just have the success not only in business but with family.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's gonna have bullshit with their spouse or whatever,
Tiffs.
but to see the success, it's very inspirational, man. Being a young guy,
I appreciate it, man.
and
And
ain't easy.
it was tough.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
You know, I'm gonna tell you what was tough. You know, people always told me like, "Oh, when you get divorced, your wife gonna take you for everything." Woo, woo, woo. She had a good lawyer, but there was no beef about the money, none, for whatever reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was after the divorce, the custody. So I'm living in New York. They're still living in Nevada. So when it's my turn, I fly back, right? I get a suite at one of the hotels off the strip. So we're not in, all the chaos of that bullshit.
Sure.
Knock on the door, mother be like, yeah, you ain't getting them, fuck you. So that was tough because number one, you're just burning money. Because I'm flying in, I got the suite for a week or 2 weeks, sometimes the whole summer, right? Like the whole summer. And her saying no and then poisoning the children.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the toughest part. It happens. And it's the old adage, the shoemaker's kids have no shoes. Same thing. Here's a woman who's a psychologist. but yet she's damaging the kids, and that is what it is. So it was tough, but like I said, everybody's grown now, so it's a different space. But I kept to it, man. Like some of my closest friends who are high net worth individuals said, look, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Just black out and revisit it when they turn 18. I mean, these are people I respect. I was like, are you fucking nuts? Because I was the entrepreneur and mom was working.
Right.
Fatherhood was my identity.
Yeah, that almost proves her right then if you go that route.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
like,
I was,
look,
like, literally
he
thinking the same.
abandoned you, see?
Yeah.
But the damage it was doing to me,
I bet.
my friends couldn't stand it because I'm the life of the party. I'm the one always talking shit. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
love that.
So I'm like dead everywhere. But yeah, I never gave up. Any which way. I would write them letters, they would get returned. I would send emails, they would bounce back. I buy them phones, the mother collected the phones. You know what I mean?
Did everything you could.
But I never, ever, ever stopped, and they appreciate that now. You know what I'm saying?
No regrets, sounds like, with that.
No,
Trying
not
your
for.
best.
No, listen. Here's the thing. When I made the decision to leave the marriage, that was the best decision I ever made in my life. I stand on that.
Yeah.
Because it was stagnating me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
that's that.
It sounds like you got a great relationship with your kids now. You're
Definitely.
in their lives, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good for you. Guys, appreciate you guys listening in. We're going to leave all of Fox's information in the description, so please check him out, follow him, and if you got any questions for him, leave him in the comments. Hit
you
him
go.
up. Where he's always around.
There you go.
But
Yeah. Thanks again, man. It's been a blessing to have you come by and just hear from you. Again, very inspirational. Hope everyone that's watching and listening is getting these gold nuggets. And most important thing, just leave off on it. Be consistent. Never give up. And keep hustling, man.
That's it.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next Friday.
see y'all.